downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as America, okay? Because we're in the time of this collapse. Right now, America's collapsing as we were speaking, all right? And Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to make manifest all the prophecies, all right? From the MOTB to the World War III, all right? To the, basically to the nuclear destruction. All right, that's coming. So we're going to get into the scriptures. Let's start off with Exodus 15. You know, Exodus 15 and 3. You know, to show you who the Heavenly Father is. All right? You have people that believe that the Heavenly Father is a feminine energy. All right? That's not the case. All right? The Lord is a man of war. All right? That's why you have wars brewing right now as we speak. All right? You got the tension between China and the United States with this balloon. That's breaking news. All right? You got tension with between the state of Israel and Iran. All right, Ukraine, Russia, all right,
Taiwan.
Yeah, yep, China and Taiwan. You know, so you got all of these things that's brewing, and it's like a powder keg just ready to erupt at any instance. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 30th chapter too. You could bring out Exodus, bring that out.
This is the book of Exodus 15 and chapter 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Yeah, the Lord is a man of war. His name is Yahweh, all right? Means he is to be. He's the Heavenly Father. He has everything written before it happens, so when it comes to pass, he gets the glory. Right? He's a man of war. All right. This was a song that was written during the time of Moses. All right, as the children of Israel being delivered out of Egypt. All right, the Lord is a man of war because that was an act of war that the Lord brought forth on the Egyptians. All right. So the modern day Egyptians, which is America, all right, you're going to have to deal with that same entity, that same power, man. All right, and he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the majority of our people don't know of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, but he's woken up us to his word, to the hope of his gospel. All right, through the returning of his son. All right, so we're anticipating the coming of the Son of the Heavenly Father, which his name is Yahweh Shai. All right, he is the deliverer, and he's coming to deliver the elect, and we hang our hopes on that. All right.
I got a quick precept real quick. It's Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Yeah, I am the Lord, I change not. All right. The Lord spoke what he said was going to happen. There's a scripture in Numbers. It says the Lord is a man that he can't lie.
Right.
All right. The Lord, so the Lord was for Israel the whole time. The Lord didn't switch up and just let other nations come into it. All right. The Lord is for Israel. All right. Now it comes down to who are the children of Israel, and the Heavenly Father manifesting, all right, by his blessing on the children of Israel who they are. All right. You know, the scriptures say in the book of Hosea, in the place that it was said, "Ye are not my people." It shall be said, "Ye are the sons of the living power." Man. All right. Yeah, we're not consumed. The Lord is not going to consume us with what's coming on this earth, man. All right. You want to read that again? Still got it?
Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. It says, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Yeah, so there's not going to be an extermination of the nation of Israel, all right? You're not going to have a time where all the nation of Israel is going to be completely annihilated, all right? Even though Esau, Edom has his plans in these times of Jacob's trouble to basically get his birthright back, all right? Esau is not going to get his birthright back. He sold it. His father Esau, his forefather Esau sold his birthright, man. You know?
And he sold it for, like you said in the scripture, for a piece of meat.
Yep.
A red piece of meat at that. Not all the way cooked. Did you have something else you wanted, brother?
Yeah. Isaiah 30. What is about this? What is about the 14 and 15 verse? It says, because you trust in oppression. Stay there on. Yeah. Because our people, they trust in, like the scriptures say, they trust in oppression and they stay there. You know, ain't no black people gonna make it out of America, man. All black people are gonna die in America, man. All right. If you're an Israelite, you got a chance. But if you identify yourself as a black man, black woman, all right, any of these identities out here that Esau Edom has put on you and you embrace, well, you're gonna die out here, man. All right, you're gonna be a part of this. You're gonna be a part of the prophecy, basically. You know.
If I may add, brother, the scripture say these people are fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be fuel for the
Fuel
fire.
for the fire. Yep. Yep. You're gonna become a part of history, basically. Because believe it or not, history is being made right now as we speak. All right. We're in the last days of America being inhabited. This land is in the last days of it being an inhabited land, man. An inhabited landmass, man. You have areas like over on the East Coast that are densely populated. You have a huge population. You know, you have these big buildings. What's going to come a time where this is not going to exist anymore, man? You know?
Speaking on landmasses, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you pay attention to what's going on in the news over there in California, the Lord is in that place with sinkholes, earthquakes, all types of stuff, man. And they've been reported in the news in the last week, but 2-3 weeks ago, California was getting fucked up.
Yeah. They had an earthquake.
Yeah.
And it was an earthquake, and then there was those floods.
Those floods.
It's crazy, man. The Most High drought gives that place a drought, and then he give it an influx of water.
There's those fires.
Yeah, the fires. Yep.
Just speaking of fires, when I was door dashing the other day, Dollar General burnt up, man. In Newport News, man. I was telling my real, I said, man, an angel set that on fire, man.
Right.
How do you burn down $1 million tree? You know, somebody had to be, in the back room with the microwave or something like that, some spark with a whole building caught on fire. Man. You know? But I got that Isaiah 30.
Yeah, come, bring that up.
There's Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, save the Lord Yahweh.
But speaking of Israel, our people are rebellious people. They refuse to hear the words of the Lord, even to this day, you know. We go back into the scriptures of how rebellious Israel used to be. To this day, they still, you know, the same way, hard-hearted, you know, refuse to hear the words of the Lord, man. You know, want to do their own thing, so to speak, man. You know.
It says that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, they take a cover with take a covering with a covering, but not of the Lord's Spirit. You know, they cover themselves up with all of these philosophies, man. You know, all types of philosophies out here our people are into. You know, they're into homosexuality, because that's a lifestyle, man. That comes with a lifestyle. That comes with a certain vibration. All right, they're into all of these worship, all of these other philosophies like Islam. Oh, if our people, if the Lord was for Islam, we'd already be delivered, man. Our people are so devout to these other philosophies, man. In particular, Islam, man. Worshiping 5 times a day. You know, they're devout to a God that's not living, man. And in their ignorance, they do worship. You know,
Like I said something too. It's like, you know, Esau pretty much gave our people a license to sin.
yeah.
Look at everything that Esau does, he pushes it in front of our people. That's why, for instance, like you think, you wonder like, yo, why does Jake actually love being in fucked up situations or love the project? Because it's a mentality that's been taught to them to love. They love gangbanging. They love being homos. They love being this state of they get to do what they want, going against order. You know, so that's why when they hear us, they look upon us, something to do with order. That's why they rebel and buck up against us, because it's been taught pretty much go everything against order, freedom. You know, you can do what you want, and it's all the lifestyle that's been pushed. You know, that's why that's why you know who our people are. We're the main ones talking shit. Our people.
Yeah, it's to them. It's like it's no, it's all good. To them, it's like it's no profit in serving Yahweh Shem Shah, serving the Lord. But at the end, it pays dividends. The scriptures say that he that feareth the Lord, it shall go with him, it shall go well with him at the last. You know, we're really more concerned about what's to come than what's currently present now. You know, because
No, I'm gonna say just real quick. Even also, what Esau had pretty much every type of resistance. So Esau brought in, for the brother would say, Islam, Muslims, Christianity, and Esau tore it down. So basically, there is no hope. When people, pretty much the hope that is shown is, if you kiss my ass, you love Master, I'll bring you salvation. Yeah. If you run to me, I'll give you the truth. I'll give you assistance. There's no believing in the higher power no more. Because again, and the gospel singers, and then look at the Tyler Perry, all these Christian so-called actors they brought on stage and TV. Then look at what they're going through. They shut them down and make them look stupid or ridiculous. So our people basically all their hope is shattered of some type of outside, interference. Yeah. But see, this is the reality. I'm gonna push it. It says, 1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is it's like the rebellion is at the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is at iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, yeah, also rejected the people being changed.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we call Saul. You know, yeah, one of the worst things is for the Lord to take the spirit off you. You know, then now you're in desert places.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
You know, concerning what you was going into, concerning, how the majority of our people, look at this truth, this wisdom and knowledge is unprofitable to them. This is Hebrews chapter 4. And let me start from the top. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, and as well unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. You got it, brother.
Yeah, because faith is a gift, and faith is not given to many, So them hearing the word, it ain't profit them because they didn't have the faith to receive it. They didn't have, Yahweh Shah didn't give them the gift of faith, Yo, man, especially in these last days, man, it's going to be rewarding to see the Lord Yahweh Shah reward the ones that were diligent and faithful to him,
I got a quick piece, I just want to get it out right quick, brothers, if y'all don't mind.
No, keep that Isaiah. Keep that Isaiah.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. Okay, let him bring this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back to Isaiah chapter 30, and I read verse 1 again. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, you got our people, top people that they put in front of us. They take counsel, but it's not of the counsel of the Heavenly Father. It's the counsel of Esau, man. So at the end of the day, they're doing the bidding of Esau to push his agenda, man. And you're going to see, man, watch, when they administer the MOTB and all of its benefits, you're going to see our people at the forefront of that. Just like they was at the forefront of the jump shot, man.
Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans.
Negroes, yep. Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the fluid ones that, people look at the money they got,
And that's what he said. Remember that they were saying that, they were pushing it towards them. You got to push that towards, them people in particular. They're talking.
Yep.
Yeah, they also got they brought back old school plays. Juvenile.
Yeah, old school plays. The nigga from Run DMC.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Reggaeton artists.
Yeah. They make music videos about it.
Yo, that was a racket. they put all of that money into influences to influence you to take that thing, man.
Right.
And now people just drop it dead, man. And it died suddenly, man.
And that's a heavy tool by Esau. It's Hollywood, man. Like the brother was bringing out. Esau made it cool to be in the hood, cool to be in poverty, cool to be in the ghettos, the favelas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bicker amongst your people in a harsh condition. Esau made that cool by how, man? By Hollywood, man. Rap music, rap culture. Before rap music and rap culture, man, so-called black culture and all that bullshit, man. it wasn't cool to be in the hood, man. You know, it wasn't cool to be in that predicament, man. You know,
like me and you folks talking about earlier, Jake was ready to fucking revolt, man.
God,
Oh yeah,
God.
yeah. In the 60s.
In the 60s,
They was
Jake
tired of
ready
that
to
shit,
vote,
bro.
man. Yeah, Northern Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was, yeah, Gad.
Yeah, God.
Back to Vietnam and all of that.
Right,
man.
right.
Yep.
It was like that old Mob Deep song.
Yeah.
Temperature was rising.
Yeah, the riots. You know what I'm saying? They was hitting the streets. You know, they was protesting on a different type of level than you see these protests out here, man. You know, but Esau made it cool to calm you niggas down with hip hop and rap culture, man, with Hollywood.
They put drugs in your community. They use the drugs in your community to fund a foreign war, man. in Central America, Central and South America, to fight the communists, man. So it was an influx of money, and they had no problem with you spending your drug money, man. You know, on cars and all of that, man.
Right.
You know, after they took the jobs out of your community, man. They took Michelin and Ford and all of that out your community in the 70s. Detroit with the shit. Yup. You had a high influx of unemployment amongst so-called black men, right? Latino.
You got slapped. I was gonna say that's when the time where that whole weed and drugs, prison system, and feminism came in.
Yeah.
Government assistance.
Yeah.
That was the whole like the brink of you know, you gotta get these niggas in a position where they don't have no type of power.
Yeah.
So basically, the kids won't look up to them. The woman won't depend on them.
Yeah.
They pretty much won't have no backbone to keep fighting.
Yeah.
You know, they're constantly make them distrust each other, bringing the civil rights niggas that was sellouts, Big Yard Rapper, etc. You know, there were homos in the cut.
Yeah.
You know, it brought a bunch of confusion in that time to keep Jake at all odds to bring in the final blow.
Yeah, at the same time building your industries, because you think about the different industries. I guess if we had like a chart to see the prison population go up in the 1980s, you see the curve, you know. You increase the prison population, you increase that industry, turn that to an industry. Pharmaceuticals, all types of industries were created off the backs of our people, off the oppression of our people, man. And, you know.
Then when you go into, you know, how they, certain denominational organizations they had that pretty much told everybody to send the word out, don't sell the Negro men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't allow them hire their women.
Yeah,
You know, and this, because, you know, Esau deal with statistics. So they'll say, yeah, by numbers. So they'll say hire just 0.5% of men. So they give these niggas some type of hope and think, yeah, we still comfortable, but really we don't. We just need a certain amount of men in this statistic, so we can just put it out there. It can seem like an equal opportunity. But then what about the rest of the shit? Drugs, games, guns, the problem of resources, the problem of any opportunity. Basically making them fucking idle. You know?
Well, that's why the scriptures say that this is not your rest.
That's right.
You know, because it's polluted, it shall surely destroy you. You just think about it. Ever since the slave ships, there's never been no rest for our people. You know? You've had communities and stuff like that, but it's short term, man. It don't last. It's short lived. It don't last, man. You know. Oh, there was a precept of the brother that mentioned that brought out earlier, talked about a rest. You know, there's a rest for our people, man. But a lot of our people are not going to live to see it, man. All right, they're going to have to be born back into a kingdom. All right, just like now we were born into captivity. You know, well, a lot of our people are going to die on this side. They're going to have to be born back into the kingdom through the prophets that made it on this side, man. You know. Oh, yeah, we'll bring that up.
This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2. It says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, our people trust in this system. Egypt represents bondage. Can you jump down on what is it, like 13 or 12 or something like that?
It says, verse 13, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
Read up one.
Okay, Khan. Verse 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stayed there on verse 13.
Yeah, because our people despise this word, the word of the Bible. A lot of people be like, man, we trying to hear that Bible, you know. They're coming out here, people like disrespect the Bible. They totally disregard the scriptures, man. You know, when the scriptures foretell you what's about to happen, you know. So they despise the word of the Lord, man, and they trust in oppression. They trust in America, man. All right.
But nowadays the oppression is through science, technology, yeah, biometrics, you know.
And politics as well, because if like brothers don't mind, I was listening to this Dr. Umar Johnson talk to this guy about his gender, and he said basically politics has influenced what it is that I am. He said I was assigned this gender, I was born this, a baby, but I was assigned this gender, and he said basically it came from politics. So politics is an oppression, is a tool to keep our people down as well.
Yeah.
And expound on that too. I remember when that Andy came up here one time on camera, and he knew someone right about that thing, man. I think he was there, and we knew someone right about that thing. And then we was like, at the end of the day, we was like, it was what we born worthy. He kept saying baby. He kept saying, I'm born baby.
Yeah, it was a little short motherfucker.
Playing games.
That's politics tricks, God, and that's a heavy demon, you know, upon our people, because it was like 7 or 8 of us out there.
Yeah.
Like at least 6. And it was 2 of them. And they was ready to fight all of us over that shit.
Yeah.
You know? It was really one dude was really ready to throw down. Yeah. He was really ready to throw down with all 6 of us.
That was the other time.
Oh, you talking about? Okay.
I remember what you talking
Yeah. I got you.
Either way, like that's just how people's minds and people's thoughts, you know, in this society, man. Going back, because those politics, you know, those legislations, they make allowance for wickedness, like, you know, you give a license for wickedness, man. And then that's why, again, we out here to allow people to come back to their nationality and their ways, and to forsake those ways. You know, you forsake those ways, and it's like, okay, you know. First of all, the so-called white man doesn't have his best interests in this. You know what I'm saying? The politics and the legislations and the Congress and the Senate bills and the polls, they don't got the best interest for our people. They're never set up for the best interest of our people. So why trust in it? I think we read that earlier. We trusted the shadow of Egypt. Yeah, man, that was that one. It was Egypt, man, dealt with number witchcraft. You know? It was heavy witchcraft.
Yeah, the scriptures say, I shall choose their delusions that they may believe a lie.
Exactly.
The Heavenly Father, when you really look at it,
he got all angles
covered. Yep.
Yeah. If I may add to that, where it goes into Deuteronomy, since we talk about politics, it says to not have another nation rule over you. Basically, don't vote for somebody else that's not of your
Deuteronomy
nation.
17.
Yeah, because they're gonna not go for the ways of the Lord. Yeah. But if you have an Israelite ruling for you, or in political power for you, they're going to go the ways of righteousness.
Psalm 81 and 11. But my people would not hearken to my voice. Israel would none of me. So I gave them up into their own hearts. Lust. And they walk in their own counsel.
And that's what you see. You see our people just fully indulging in their own heart's lust, their own counsel. You know? It's heavy into homosexuality. The women are just adulterous.
This ain't true.
Yeah, it's not true. Oh yeah, that's what they say. They go according to their mind. How I feel like this. Yeah, See, that's why Yahweh Bashim Rosh is going to come with a great judgment.
That's right.
Because he got to take that way of thinking out of the earth, man. You know, it's even get down to lay down, basically. Stay proper. Yeah, yep. Get down with Yahweh Bashim Rosh, when you're going to lay down, man.
Right. There you go. You got it. This Deuteronomy 17:14. It says, when thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt stay, I will set a king over me, like as the other nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. I'm going to read that again, verse 14. I will set a king over me, like as the other nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother, depending on your kindred, which is born from the same creed, you know. And the Most High set up lineages and stocks, what's another word? Genealogies, The scholars call it what? Genesis, the 10th chapter, the Table of Nations. You have the Table of Nations, which was set up from Noah. From Noah, you had the 3 sons, and then you had the 3 sons repopulate the earth. And through a particular bloodline, you had the covenants being brought forth for the origin of righteousness. And that's being distributed through what? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes. And then from the 12 tribes, you have the 12,000 out of each tribe to forward it in this time now. For the what? For before what? The second death. And what's the second death? The second death, going back to what? The thermonuclear destruction. Because what? The first death was what? The flood. But then he had what? He had Noah. What Noah's name was means what? Nehemiah, which means comfort. Right? Which means comfort. Right now, what do we have? We have the Comforter. The Comforter is going to guide us in all things to overcome the second death. The comfort was back then during the first death, and to overcome that first death.
With the physical comfort, brother, if I may add, because Noah was there with his people gathering them in.
Yeah.
The word is our comfort this time, gathering us in, because we all spread throughout the 4 corners.
Right.
Noah and his people was together with them,
Yeah, but it was also too because Noah was a prophet.
Yep.
Noah prophesied. Prophecy. The scriptures say prophesy. Prophecy edifies. The comforting is through knowing what's to come. And what's going to happen in the deliverance and the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Noah knew that those things were going to come. Yeah, he gathered his family, but he understood that they were going to overcome. He had the what you call it?
Foresight.
Yeah, foresight. Right? Yeah, the foresight was the what they say in marketing.
Vision.
Well, vision. Yeah, vision. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. But they say that in marketing, the inside traders, they got like the inside scoop. There's a particular word for it. I can't think of offhand. But when you know in the stock market what's going to hit and what's not, you know what to invest in.
They have the scoop.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. He got he got the vision, the scoop. He got the, the foresight, man. And that's what we got. And that's what, because most of our people, what's going to drag them out is going to be, why? Why? Well, we know why. And that's comforting.
I got to get this.
Shoot it.
Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. Like the one that brother just brought out. Why? Because the Lord sent prophets out there to tell you to get your path right. Because hey, Esau gave you license to sin. And you said, oh yeah, this does seem right. To be a nigga. Going to kissing and stuff like that. Oh, take that object that Eve wants to put in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it seems so great. But what's the end of it? Yeah. Everything seemed right. Again, Esau has erected all types of, like we were talking about last night. Every thought of your mind, Esau has erected for like a comfort, basically to go into a world of his own.
For you to
have a comfort.
For you to get involved with.
Yeah, get involved with.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
No, well, that's what we went into earlier. In the live show we did, Wiser than Daniel. We was talking about, because we was talking about it too. What did Daniel do? He interpreted men's minds. He was able to go into people's minds and interpret their thoughts. Yeah. He interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream. He broke down. He got into the minds of those that persecuted Susanna. He got all into people's minds, man.
Like Joseph.
Right.
Talking about cook. One will get beheaded, 8.
Right.
What does this mean?
He interpreted the dream.
Yeah.
Joseph interpreted the dream. Right. Which that came from the power of the Lord. Now, the scriptures tell you in prophecy that this man Esau Edom will be wiser than that. That's why you turn on your phone. We could be talking about something, and then all of a sudden it pops up as a commercial on your YouTube. Yeah. You got back pain. My back hurt. Did you know there's a new medicine in your back? Some new Tylenol that came up with. This nigga's wiser than Daniel at this point. He has a vision. He has a vision. The scriptures tell you what. We went into that too. Luke 16. He said, it says what? Let's get it. Go off the shop. Luke 16 and what was that, 7? You know? We can quote the scriptures, but let's get them too. Keep the fire hot, because that's what's going to keep us warm out here. You know? Go off the shop.
Sorry, verse 7.
Yeah, go off the shop.
Luke 16 and 7. Then said he to another, and how much owest thou? He said, 100 measures of wheat.
Right, go to 8.
Come. Jump into 8, verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
There you go. The children of this world are in their generation, right? Even when you go into the word generation, right? What does it mean? Yo, just like we say, back in my day, you got the OGs and shit. See, your generation, in my generation. Well, first of all, OG, we in the same generation, all right? Because generations go by around about 70 to 100 years, right? So we in the same generation. Now you think about it. Generations dealing with what? Lifespans. I mean, in this lifetime, all right? That's when you go into the word regenerate. When Yahushua said, "They that follow me in the what? The regeneration." So on you what? That may come back, right? So in this world, in this time, in this generation, this man is wiser than the children of light. Who's the children of light? The children of Israel. That's why he's so easy to set up snares and catch you, because what? He has the foresight, man. When you go into that parable, he knew how much the wheat would cost before it would go out. You know?
You know?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
It says, verse 9.
No, that's it. That was the point. Salah.
Going back to Lamentations. So it says, Lamentations 4 and 7. Salah. Yeah. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain hope. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets.
Hey, that's another good point. They hunt our steps.
That's another one too.
Yo, Esau gonna get these niggas as hunters. And not every trap is set up. First of all, trap, you can't see the trap.
Yeah, you can't see the trap.
You know? Yeah, when you hunting, you setting up traps. Esau,
And the person being hunted you ain't supposed to see the trap.
like when you see a snare. I watched this show a while back. Anyway, it showed a snare. And the snare is like a loop that you set up in the middle of like a tree.
Yep.
And you can't see that shit. You know?
Step into it.
You just walk and it just catch you by the neck. It just got you. That's it. And that's how this man is getting down. You know? But it goes back to what? The teeth, the benefits, the supports. You know? And that's why people, if I take this, I can live. You know?
I got a quick precept.
You got it, bro.
This is Exodus 23 and 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, but not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. You got it, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can you read it again?
God.
It was good.
Exodus 23 and 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, but not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Right. When we hear the word witness, what do we think about? We think about prophets in this time. An unrighteous witness is going to tell you that everything's going to be okay when it's not going to be okay. That's an unrighteous witness. You put your hand with a person that's telling you giving you the wrong information, and you want to receive the reward that man receives as well.
There's a lot of misinformation out here, especially in these times.
Yeah, you got false prophets out here. The false prophets out here spewing lies and madness, and now people, they're absorbing it. That's why.
Yeah, you got to remember the elite, they thrive off the chaos. They want people to be out here believing anything. Why you think they have social media and it's able to go unchecked? With these different narratives and stuff like that. They want people to have access to misinformation and disinformation. Because if you
righteous witness, a false report. A false report is telling you that the mark of the beast is sick. That's a false report, man. All right? The witnesses are the ones that bear the testimony of Yahushua, man.
Yeah, Yeah,
And the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, exactly. Because the ones that are banned those reports, like with this crazy doctrine, they don't have the witness within themselves. They don't have Yahushua in themselves. Therefore, they can't tell you what Yahushua has, because they don't have the spirit of prophecy. You know.
I told you, basically, someone that doesn't like it, brings out false report. You understand? I felt the scripture when he talks about religion. I told you, like, there was down.
I think that's I know. I think second Ezra's 5.
Yeah. Teen on. So that's what it finds. So it says, Lamentations 4 and 18. We mark our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the evils of the heavens. They pursued us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness.
That's how you know that who the wicked is. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles in heaven. You know, that's their symbol, the eagle, man. Was it the eagle's a proud bird? You know, looking down on his prey, man. You know,
Treacherous too.
yeah.
They can catch fish in water. I can show you that they're swift.
They'll come down and catch the dog. Man.
Yeah.
I've seen them catch the dog. They'll catch
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
You
Oh
can't
yeah,
hear
they
them.
was trying to catch a dog. I said,
You
yeah.
can't hear them.
Oh, yeah. You can't kill them up there. You're going to kill them.
That's why
You know, it's swooping and catch fuck with goats and shit on the mountains, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And their talents
I
is
saw that shit.
and their talents, their beak is gentrifying, and their talents are crazy. Yeah, those are like animals that can really cause great harm to their prey.
That's why when Esau Edom get busy, he gonna come in like a flood, man. He gonna have a spirit on him, man. He gonna have the spirit of the Lord upon him.
Yes.
You know,
Indeed.
yo, the Jake that the Heavenly Father wants, that the angel of the Lord have set for destruction, Esau Edom gonna hone in on that Jake, and he gonna tear him to pieces, man. And it's nothing that Jake can do, man. You know?
Continue on. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heavens. They pursued us upon the mountains, and they wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointing of the Lord, is taken into the fix, of whom we said, under the shadow we shall live upon the earth. Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah, that cup represents slavery, right? That cup's gonna be passed on to Esau Edom, you know. But in the midst of him doing his thing, he's gonna get drunk, you know. He's just gonna lose it, you know. And in the midst of that, the Lord's gonna come and overtake him, man.
And because, you know, if you think about it, we always think about warfare. You know, you gotta think about it. If you're an Edomite, you see that your kingdom will eventually go down. Here it is, people that you're enslaved, and eventually they got bandage on you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be the same spirit.
And he
too.
said,
So,
yep.
I would have been trying to annihilate the children. In worse ways, if I was an Edomite, you know. But see, Esau does it in a way that it's going to be just a smooth kill. It says, verse 22, the last one, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished with daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this, because this is the last captivity for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. There's no more captivity after this, man. You know, with Esau Edom, the scriptures say, "What better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof." You know, so this is his end. His beginning is slavery, man. You know, this is like being in the beginning of. He didn't even start it. He's in the trial phase. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's convicted.
Speak as a lamb.
Yeah, he's convicted. He got the sentence. He ain't even start the trial yet. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't start the bid yet. You know?
Yeah. He speak as a lamb. These days, like, you know, the dragon phase didn't come yet. When things get draconian, and you know, where it's gonna be full-fledged evil in your face.
Yeah.
You know, right now, see how people know that this man is the devil. You know, they're like, yeah, that devil, that damn devil. You know, but they don't really know that he's the devil. And when he starts to show his horns and actually show himself to be the devil, it's gonna be too late. Yeah. It's gonna be too late. You should have repented. You should have hearkened unto the men of the Lord. And it's gonna be really felt. You know, he's gonna feel this devil. You know,
that goes into the trauma. The snake. Video
Shut
trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Jake's
It's Rock 10.
you live in a
12.
you live in a society where the nigga tame shit.
Right.
So here it is. Look, it's supposed to be wild. It's a wild animal. It's a wild beast. No, I can tame it.
It goes back.
Eat my spirit.
Go back to the politics, man. It's basically smooth words.
Yeah.
You know, that's remember when in the book of Maccabees, when you had the treasurer, he came, he said as soon as they gave him credits, he slayed them. They put in the fight, they put in the war. As soon as they gave, and then they was like, okay, they came back, they came in with the reparations essentially to help Jake that they just slaughtered. And then as soon as they started to trust him again, that's when they brought through the armies and crushed them.
Yep.
You know? That's what this man do.
Never trust our enemy.
Nah.
I got a quick precept real quick. This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was really talking about Jake. You gotta throw that out there because I did a video on that yesterday. But either way, it can still be used as Esau. You know, because that's how this man is coming with his legislation, and his philosophy, man. Christianity. You know, Christianity, that's a damn demon. That's smooth words. That's softer than oil, man. Hey, come in, my brother. We love you. You know, we'll love you all. You know? No, man. This thing is looking to stab you in the back. You know?
That MOTB is the ultimate example. His words, the words of his mouth smoother than butter, man. All the benefits and trinkets they will offer you with that,
Right.
man. You know, but if you don't get it, they will offer you death, man.
Right.
You know.
You got it, bro.
This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, war means destruction. You know, and this devil, he like the scriptures say, he's going to come down with great wrath. The scriptures say it should be like madmen, sparing none.
Right.
You know. Yeah, like the brother said, man, you think about the back of the Edomite's mind. His kingdom is going down. You know?
Yeah, but nah, you can think about it, yo. Think about it like what's about to happen, the world that we're about to walk into, the transformation is about to be like you know how they say the devil's playground? Yeah. Like we really about to be in Esau's mind, his playground, like all his infatuations and fetishes and wants and desires is about to be let loose. Yeah. We really about to be in this devil's mind.
The purge.
Yeah, it's like the purge. It's gonna be some purge.
What video game was that? It was a video game. What was that? Max Payne? It was some joint.
Max Payne.
I think brother did talk. Yeah.
This nigga's mom.
Yeah.
Like quick, like brain flashes. Or something.
Yeah. Max Payne. Yeah.
That shit was like wicked. Yo.
Yeah.
That shit like dope. That shit was wicked. That shit
I
reminded me
Max
of-
Payne. Yeah. You know what else too? Not Game of Thrones. What's the other one? Not Hunger Games. Hunger Games. Remember they just changed the weather. Okay, let's give them another obstacle. You know, they set up certain people to be the face of the organizations, and like it's just one big playground.
Yeah.
They just manipulating everything. That's what this nigga
Like
called
the metaverse.
Cole Swab. What his name is?
Claude Schwab.
Yeah. Q-Tip, Swab. You know, that dude. Yo, he just comes on there. There's going to be a what do you call it? A cyber attack. Yeah. Like when he comes out and says it as if they don't know where it's gonna come from. Nigga, it's you doing it. Fucking Bill Gates. We're going to eliminate population by 200 million. Like they're saying it and fucking doing it.
You know what's crazy? They say we expect.
Yeah, there we go.
We expect.
We're expecting.
I remember, I never forget, as a kid growing up, your nigga used to make prophesy.
Right.
And then you'd be like, how you already expect this amount of numbers?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all gotta be doing
That's
that.
a project, man.
Yeah, it's a project. It's this nigga's mind,
The
man.
hypothesis and
Oh, yeah.
scientific method. Man.
Yeah. There you go. Scientific methods. Yep.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, you got a theory.
objective. Yeah.
You got a theory, you come up with a thesis, you have an objective, you know, then you come to a conclusion. And that's what this nigga want to do. He want to come to a conclusion that he's the Most High. But the Most High got a separate conclusion based upon your scientific method. All right, and that's where the prophets come in and intervene with this word. That's what this word does. That's why the word is likened unto what? A sword.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Double-edged
just,
sword.
shit.
Yep.
You know, just no. Now that's not what the Most High God set up. You know.
It says discerner of thoughts to the intents. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
Can you imagine the elites watching these videos, or whoever handles us watch these videos and monitor us, and we bringing out stuff that, you know, we going into their plans. And, you know, like, can you imagine the mind of the Edomite man?
Well, that goes back to the scripture you read. The devil coming down with great wrath.
Right, yep.
Knowing that what? You have a short time.
Yep.
This nigga about to make a move.
We gotta hurry up.
You know?
Shabbat 12, we said at 8, because right now this will come to the front. This will come to the front. It's your buddy, your pal, the trusted guy. You know, when you talk, you just sit there and listen. You sound so eloquent. You know, he's just a good old American citizen, left wing, Democratic, whatever.
Yeah.
It says Shabbat 12. Yeah,
They the worst ones though.
he's Christian.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is.
Shabbat 12 and 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. And right now, we got that little middle class spirit. Oh, we got a little money in our pocket, so everything's
White
okay.
man's my friend.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it said, in an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Now, when our hell break loose, that's when you're gonna see this nigga, your buddy old pal. Hey neighbor, hey buddy. When our hell break loose, that's when you're gonna say, I've been waiting for this day.
It's
check out
it's
my
gonna be,
gun.
You got Ciroc. That's Ciroc 6.
Shabbat 12.
Okay, calm.
It's gonna be a lot of get outs in today. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of Jake that thought that Edomite friend was, you know, down with him.
Right.
Get kidnapped and locked in the basement.
Yeah.
Tom, Billy,
Yeah. So word up. Fucking torture chain. Look at yo, Esau. Yeah, you got
that.
niggas.
That's the
Yeah,
playground of
yo,
the
Esau eat these niggas.
I
man.
don't know if y'all heard about some. It was a case of a black woman. She was kidnapped, man. You know, and kidnapped.
Was it in
She
Chicago?
got away. No, he locked her in the basement.
I saw that.
Yeah, he locked her in the basement. She got away, but she said there was 2 other women down there, and he killed 2 of the other women. You know, but she got away. She knocked on the door. You know.
Yo, that's like that movie, yo. Yeah, man. Yo, all brothers, I highly recommend go watch that movie, Black Folk. Hell yeah.
Oh, yo, when he had the phone, he fucking the man up.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Hell yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yo, it's because, you know, not to go too much into the movie, but just to show you how Esau with his nigga had torture chambers, man. He would torture you, man.
Yeah.
But then he had that spiritual connection, you know, on that phone. That's why he's talking to the dead.
Yeah, and then you saw how Jake had showed the Edomite dude how to fuck him up. The Issachar that was in the movie.
Yo, bro. Especially the one at the end. With
Yeah.
the blonde hair.
Yeah,
Today, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Today's the day for what? What the fuck do you think? You gonna get up there, you gonna fuck his ass up.
Yo,
Yo,
Issachar was that movie. He was a fighter in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Issachar, he was a fighter in that movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, them motherfuckers was brutal, man. They showed it, but and it's crazy because, hey, man, when in that show, I mean, in the movie, everybody that he caught and fucked up was like people of reputation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going to happen. A lot of people that are of reputation, who are of much stat. The scriptures say, "The mighty men shall cry there bitterly." So when you start to put down mighty men, that's what they did in slavery. They would get the big buck and fuck them up.
Yep.
This way, the rest of the people would, you know, it's buck breaking. But that's what he's going to do again. But it's going to be done with that device. When big ass Shaq come out, I got it. You know,
Oh,
you know, LeBron, all the niggas are going to have it.
Then you know you got the divas, the Megan Thee Stallion,
Beyonce.
Oh man, yeah, she gonna come back out.
With the album, man.
Yeah, the whole album will be about the object.
The album.
Yeah. So basically, your idols, our people, the people that you look up to, they're gonna show you how weak they are, man. You know, because they're really in the back pocket of Esau and Edom. And then Esau gonna show his power by showing you that the people that you look up to and you want to be like ain't nothing but puppets. That's why there's all kind of videos coming out about the NFL being rigged. This is rigged. That's rigged. Everything is a big play that Esau's already basically coerced. You know, or coerced.
They say the world is the stage. That William Shakespeare shit, the world is the stage.
Yeah, man. You know, Arian Foster came out and said, yes, all NFL players basically get a script at the beginning of the season. You're going to get 300 yards one game, the next game you're going to fuck your knee up.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, hell yeah, it makes sense when you watch the games, man. You know, like last year's Super Bowl, not to get too much into that, but Odell Beckham getting busy. All of a sudden, he blow his knee. But then he got to go. And then Cooper Kupp just get busy. Get out of here, man.
Especially the way Esau got the sports betting set up.
Oh, forget about it,
You know?
Mario.
So now he got the sports betting set up with the online. You know, it's heavy. He pulling them shots, man, to make that money, bro.
Right.
What we always talk about wrestling?
Yeah, yeah.
WWE.
WWE came to life. Bro.
Yeah.
That was the beginning. That was the beginning of it, bro.
Yeah.
When they saw people in the crowds, people crying, the little kids out there, people. You know,
No, you ain't lying,
you
yo.
know what I'm saying? They was like, okay, we got these niggas.
Hey,
No, you ain't lying,
they
yo.
had Macho Man one side,
God.
Hulk Hogan. Everybody hated. Well, yeah, you really have to hate Hulk Hogan.
You look at the crowd.
Yo, real talk.
Yo.
Real talk. You got the Wolfpack, NWO, Sting, Owen Hart, the
Yo,
Cats.
grown ass men in the
Grown-ass
goddamn
men, bro.
crowd, signs, fingers.
Yeah, bro,
You know
real
what I'm saying?
talk. Real talk.
They-
Wait,
Everybody knows.
everybody knows that.
They still.
Yo,
That was like the prelude. Can they even show you New World Order? All in that too.
yeah, bro.
So that-
NWO.
Yeah.
Yo, but then this nigga Vince McMahon come out with his own football league. You know? XFL.
Yeah,
The XFL, remember? That was Vince
came out like
McMahon's
in early
league.
2000.
So
Get the
basically
fuck
showing
outta
you,
here.
look, we did the same thing here. We'll do it again.
Just,
John Cena.
That's it.
I was gonna say that. Yo, cause John Cena was like,
Oh, he was on the FB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like,
talking that shit.
he was like, how they got a wrestler? Everybody knew it's fake. Hosting the NBA, NFL. Is that fake too?
Right.
I was like,
They tell you right in plain sight, man. That's witchcraft.
Yep.
That's witchcraft, man.
It's cunning, man.
Let's get that. Revelations 11 and 18. Sodom and Egypt, man. This place is Sodom and Egypt. Sodom, yeah, because we know all the madness and transhumanism and all this other stuff going on, but that Egypt plays a part. Why? Because of the magic, man. The belief. The people truly believe in the magic of Egypt. In so much that they came up against Moses in the wilderness.
I was
right?
chapter away.
Khan. In so much they came up against Moses because of that witchcraft, man. They like, man, we gotta go, but they built the calf and all that just to summon the demons that the Egyptians were following to make them powerful. You know, you got it out.
All right, this is can I start up? This is Revelations 11 and 6. These have powers to shut heaven that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them into blood and to smite the earth with all the plagues as often as they will.
That's talking about the men of faith, Joshua and Caleb. Joshua and Caleb saw that place of Sodom, that place of Canaan would be overtaken. There were the other witnesses, they didn't believe it. You know, but Joshua and Caleb, they were the witnesses to say, look, we could take this place, although our people are fearful and coming up against Moses. You see, go ahead.
In verse 7, it says, and when they have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them.
Right. And in this time, you have the prophets in that same spirit as Joshua and Caleb, where you have that beast come out of the bottomless pit, which is what? Europe, right? The beast talking about NATO, the European Union, which are pushing the financial, the new currency, all right? The new policies of the earth, right? And those witnesses are a threat against that. All right, go ahead.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city,
Right.
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shai was crucified.
That's right. See, so we have the Sodom. Sodom is going on right now with, you know, the modes and, you know, transhumanisms and, you know, the alphabet community, the alphabet mafia, right? And, you know, that's where sodomy kicks in, right? But that Egypt is that witchcraft, man. You know, the false philosophies, man, right? That our people are hinged on. Okay?
and I always say this, man. Like Michael Jackson was the first. What is that? Mystery of the Soul.
Right.
But how that nigga go from Michael Jackson 5 to Pop? This nigga look like a fucking whole complete different.
He look like a white woman.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of this whole
That
team
was
movement.
the beginning.
You know, and you got grown ass men that would support Mike. You know, he looked like a goddamn president. You know, now you see what's going on with the vibration of the whole earth.
Niggas get on the blanket.
That's fucking with Mike.
Yo, and everybody was still down. Like everybody did question like, what the fuck really happened to
Nah.
Mike?
Nah, not in that time.
Yeah,
Not in that
yeah.
time.
And it's still, and people even to this day, like, yeah, Mike, that's Mike. When you really show what Mike, you like, huh? That's we don't even know Mike. He looked like with the fro. We you know, Pop Mike, Thriller. You know?
Yeah, that's when it started. Thriller. Yeah, that's when it started, man.
Yeah, right after that Pepsi commercial where his hair got burned on
Yeah,
fire.
yup,
That
yup,
shit started.
Yup.
They try to say, yeah, he got burned, so he just get yo. You know what? That's the greatest mission on the soul. So Esau did little things prior to the build up that you see now.
Yeah.
To the whole illusion. We can really control these niggas' minds. See, what's that?
It's in
Disneyland.
its power.
Yeah, it's a gradual thing.
Disneyland. We
Gradual
can really
thing, man.
control these people by TV, witchcraft, sorcery. And these people they'll question themselves, and then they'll forget about it.
Yeah, the most high sends spiritual demons Satan to whisper in their head, like, yeah, this is the next thing you need to do. You know, he give them
Yeah.
specific instructions. You know, and then as they do it, they're like, ooh, oh, okay, like, you know, and they're fulfilling it.
Michael 2 and 10.
And you know it's good. Ultimately, we all know about the left hand side of the Yahweh shop because this is a perfect wickedness. This truly is a perfect wickedness. It's not like you can sit there and be like, you know, exorcism. I don't know, nigga, the devil able to do this. But this is a perfect wickedness. But you know, Esau think he got him in control. Really, it's Yahweh shop.
Yeah, this place has a spiritual hold on it, like you just read, Sodom and Egypt.
Then it said, where our Lord was crucified, which is basically the anti-Messiah, man. All right, the anti-Messiah vibration, the Antichrist. Hereby we know the spirit of Antichrist. You know, through what? Through Sodom and Egypt, the promotion of the philosophy of the image of the beast. All right, you individuals out there, you can't break down the mark. You don't know what the image is, right? You don't. What's the other one? The image, the mark, the name of the beast. Okay, what's the name of the beast then? All right. You see, there's a lot of who the actual beast is. All right, there's a lot of factors that play into these things. All right, the only way you're gonna get it is through the mouth of the prophets, man. You can't just roll out of bed and just say, "Well, I read a couple scriptures and I heard such and such say this, that, and the third. Now this is what it is." No, man, it don't work that way. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is why I started kid. Some fringes, don't eat pork menu, how to a beard kit, some oils, you know, some oils, a pig, no, with the fist on the top too. You got out of pig with the fist, you know.
You're anointed to do this.
Yeah, now you've been anointed. Get out of here. No, that's heavy that you say that. Because what has to anoint you is the Holy Spirit. All right, now how many of them Israelites out there talk about the Holy Spirit, man? Right? You know what I'm saying? How many of them Israelites talk about? We're the only ones that advocate for the Holy Spirit. Why? Because the Holy Spirit essentially is the spirit of prophecy, the true spirit of prophecy, the spirit of understanding. All right? The scriptures say we have an unction from the Holy One that we know all things. All right? Then you do say that you don't have 100% truth, but you're going to tell us what the mark of the beast is. Come on, man. It don't make sense. That don't add up, man. You know?
Another thing too, you would look at every kingdom prior, you always had the kingdom at that time always eventually go into their image. Their own basically
God, yeah.
system of everybody to worship.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And what did the Lord always do? Shut them down.
Yeah, he set the
Nimrod
prophets.
shut down.
Yup.
Persian Greece shut down. The Egyptians shut down. Greek shut down. Rome shut down. It's an extension of it, man. You know? There's often going to be another shutdown. What, Nebuchadnezzar, the dream. He wanted everybody to worship the gold pillar. It was a shut. The individual got shut down. You know? And that's what we're probably on the same thing. This devil wants you to put an object in you. And when it comes to fulfillment, he thinks it's going to come to fulfillment, he shut down.
So, yeah, right. So right. So yeah. So what happened during the time of the Greeks? Everything was licensed through religion. You know,
Open seat.
yeah,
With a democratic, this like what Antiochus, you said first everybody laid their
Exactly.
thing, it all come to one.
Yeah,
underneath the term.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody had to be a Greek.
Yep.
It was through philosophy. You know.
And then you had certain places where like open worship, the city of Antiochus, who's the other one? What's that thing? Who takes the
Vatican.
Nah,
You talking about during the time of the Greeks?
yeah. Now in the time of the Roman Empire, Rome had like a main place of like a place of open worship. I forgot the name of the slot. You got it.
I got a quick precept going into that.
You got it.
It'll come to me.
Gotcha. Going into that license, this is First Maccabees, first chapter. I'm gonna start with verse 11. It says,
Underneath the whole describe the worship in this holy system. You know, you got it.
It says, this is First Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Shaq, like the brothers brought out earlier. Top Israelite niggas. NBA Youngboy, the drill rappers, Drake. Yeah, Charles Barkley, LeBron, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce. They're gonna use these niggas all over again. It's the same thing. It's like the prophets before us, they prophesied the same thing. Of what was the wickedness that was going on in that society, and their craftiness of how they were using Israelite. And they were exposing Israelite, wicked Israelite niggas too. That wanted allegiance with these societies too. They're doing the same thing. That's why people don't like us, man. Because we're against the state, we're against the system. We're telling you, all this is the beast system from NATO. This is the extension of Rome. We're exposing it, man. And that's why people don't like that.
It says, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Yeah. So how is that being done today? How is, especially knowing essentially this is the same beast? How do we know that? How are we going to identify that today? Just like how they did later on, they made sacrifices on the temple and they sacrificed swine flesh, at the altar. How are they doing that today? You see?
Going to these churches, money, the political system, the athletes, things like that, the things that people give themselves to in the world.
Right.
That's how they doing it today.
Well, ultimately, it's that micro thing.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that too, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But no, not that, I ain't taking nothing away from
No,
it.
you're right, brother.
Because that goes to the image.
Yeah.
Because when you worship the image, you get into those things. That's what's going to lead you to stick your hand out. Because that's what because at first they murmured together. They got together and they said, yeah. They actually took counsel together about it. And then later on, they said, you know what? Let's give ourselves license to it. They started branding themselves. That's when you get into, further in the Maccabees. There was actually a branding that they made in order for you to do commerce. It's called the leaf of Dionysus.
Yeah. That's in the third or the fourth.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Ptolemy made a license. He said, look, in order for you to do commerce and come into particular parts of marketplaces, in order for you to do business, you had to be branded with the leaf of Dionysus, which goes into Bacchus, which is the same spirit. Same thing. Going green, essentially. That's the same thing, yo.
That's what alienated the truth and competition.
Right. Exactly.
Because kind of like
It made a separation.
Yeah, it made a separation.
Same thing we do today with Easy Bass. People that sell out to the society.
Well, the new thing is low emission zones.
Carbon footprint.
Well, yeah. Basically, yeah. No, basically, you drive a certain kind of car, you can't drive in this part of the city. Like no emissions here. When you take away emissions, you take away gas, and when you have the Internet of Things and everything being under control under that electricity.
Some states have an emissions test that your vehicle has to go through. You have to pass emissions test.
Yes,
Those are the pass inspection.
Yeah, that's up north.
Northern Virginia and Maryland.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey too.
Yeah.
Yup, same thing. Yeah,
And
man.
this is all a global exhibit.
Yeah, the beats. Yeah.
guidelines that they have for emissions. That's all a hand-in-hand policy.
Right.
You know, under the
That's
economic
thermostats
forum.
and shit.
Yeah.
you know, so you got utility companies throughout the state that give out Nest heat thermostats for free. Why is that? You know, why do you think that is? And then they want to change all. Then they want to change all the heating systems to electric. If you change all the heating systems to electric, how they gonna control that shit? Then and then of course we always bring out, you got CBDC, but you also have what is it? Credit, the social credit score. You have a social credit score, so so that's where it gets into the image of the beast again. You know, because the image of the beast is going to make the mark of you know what to flourish, because you have to be a part of that image. Yeah, part of that image is what? You have to live a certain lifestyle. You have to agree with Moism. You have to agree with, you know, all is one, essentially, man. You gotta conform.
You gotta conform to the beast.
Yeah, you gotta conform. That means you worship the image of the beast, and therefore you're gonna take the mark.
Yeah, no hate, no hate.
Yeah, you can't hate people.
Yeah, you can't speak out against things that you don't like.
Right.
Censorship.
Right.
All of that.
Because if you do that, he saw, you know, by his technology through the MOTV, he can just make you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't do that now.
But they already doing it in China, bro. That's the crazy thing about it. What we talking about, they already doing it in China. And then he gonna put up a balloon. Yo, man, get the hell out of here.
Spy
Man.
balloon at that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, spy balloon.
So you gonna have American spy balloons over the city?
Exactly. Drones and things of that nature. So you say the wrong thing, clip his chip. You know?
Cut them off.
Yeah, cut them off.
You got the robots controlling.
Right.
too.
Now that went back into, again, like we bringing out. Can you go to Second Maccabees, Baba Bashar? Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter. I think it's 6 and 6. You know?
Yeah, that's why the Most High is gonna have to work quick once this thing really, you know, gets out the way. You know, once it gets out, Heavenly Father gonna be working quick. You know? I don't think the Lord gonna have to suffer us here and stay here and dwell in this shithole place. You know? Have it be moving around from place to place for that long, you know. Like, I kind of think of it like, you know, like Nazi Germany. Yeah, back during the time of the so-called Holocaust. You know, that was years. Heavenly Father ain't gonna have it like that for us.
And the scripture say the Lord gonna seal the time for the elect sake.
Yeah, for the elect
So
sake,
you already know that's gonna happen, brother. What you saying is gonna happen.
Shit, this February 2023. Shit.
Yo, bro, fast. And then February's short.
Yeah,
Is it a leap year? Is it going to be 28 or 29 days in February? But before you know, we in March.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and then now you enter in what, the second quarter of the financial year.
Yep.
Then, and then it's going. Then a lot of decisions are going to have to get made. Look, cuts.
Yeah. Not to mention those we call them the high wicked holy days.
Oh yeah.
Especially between March and up to May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
You know, a lot of stuff we typically happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Some shit gonna get shot up.
Yeah. May 1st is the anniversary of the Illuminati. So you know they like to celebrate, man. You know,
they like to celebrate and sacrifice.
They're very, yeah, exactly. You know, they're very religious. Come on, bring it up.
Got you. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Hey, so before you go, the brother I'm on the bar from New York, they trying to make artificial land. We can't, you know, they said, nah, the Jews can't do them Passovers no more, man.
Well, that's when you know the Lord is going to truly intervene, because that land represents Yahweh Shah. The minute they do something like that to where we can't actually have land for the Passover, the Lord got to intervene. The Lord got to intervene. Look, we kept the Passover in the wilderness for 40 years. You know, the Passover started in Egypt, but then we still kept it in. The first 41 years of the Passover was in captivity. We at least was able to do that. But then we was able to go in our land and keep the Passover, right? But at the moment, if this man take away meats, come on, bro. No, sir.
How you know to attack land?
Exactly. Why not pork? Why not you damn devil?
Why you say,
You damn devil, you. Yeah, why you ain't clone no pork, nigga? The first clone they did was actually sheep. It was
Oh,
I forget her name.
Yep. Betsy or some shit like that.
What was it?
Probably Betsy or some shit like
Something
that.
to that name.
Yeah,
The fucking devil made me do a report on it, man. Because I was in summer school. We had to do this report.
That was like 96, man.
Yeah, man. They made me do a fucking report on that shit. I'll never forget. I was like, clone. That's the first time I ever heard clone. What is the spirit though? But why? Why sheep though? You know? Why sheep? Dead devils? You know? What about Pashah? Keep going on that?
Con. It says, verse 7, and in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
Yeah, see the ivy. Because Bacchus, Dionysus, because it's an ivy leaf. And it represents it's called the leaf of Dionysus. It's basically the spirit of mirth. Doest thou wilt, essentially. You know, when you go into that god. So they would have to carry ivy because that was the representation of that god.
So that basically tied it in with Christianity. You got England's.
Yeah.
England's spirit.
Yeah.
Be content with what you have. Mirth.
Right. Yeah, man. So that goes right into it, man. So how is that going to be done in this time? So you false camps out there, you false prophets, man. You talking about the mark is sin. How is that? How do you explain that in real time? Okay, because the scriptures is life. Everything in the scriptures that happened back then happened now. Now one will ask, well, how do you apply that in the Roman Empire? Well, the Romans, what did they do? They made everything by paperwork. You see, if you wasn't, because that's what Paul, he played on that shit. You know, he basically played on him being a Roman citizenship, and that's what Rome. That's what they did. You know, everything was by citizenship, by paperwork. You know, were you a citizen of Rome or not? And if you wasn't a citizen of Rome, you were treated like a second-class citizen. And even in all of the other different countries.
If I may add, I think it's in Luke the second chapter where they started doing the taxation and stuff. So
There you go. Yeah, exactly. The taxation, which was what they did the census.
Yeah.
You know, essentially. You know, they were basically getting everybody written down on paper. You know, making an account for everyone, getting everyone's name. How many people live in your house? How much cattle do you have? You know, are you paying your taxes? That's what that micro thing. You got to sign the micro thing. What about Pashah?
I don't think we got that. If it is, it's in there, but I don't think we got
Okay, it's all good. You know,
Hey,
but that's
they
what
should
that
know
thing.
what it looked like.
Yeah,
They should know what it
hell
looked
yeah.
like.
Yeah, bro. That's what that is, man. That's what the Roman Empire did all over. It's doing right now. You can't explain that with sin, bro. It don't make sense.
What's that scripture that tells you he'll come back?
14:9.
Yeah.
Revelation 14:9.
So if that's the case, we would have been destroyed. If it was,
Exactly.
If it was sin.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But because like the elder brothers be going into Ariala and Rakaya Kwame up there in London, there's an infrastructure. You have to if the mark of the beast is sin, right? Then what is the infrastructure for that? How is that going to be in place? How is that going to be set up for you to buy and sell? There's an infrastructure being set up for the mark, for what the mark truly is. You already got the tapping. You go to the register. You can already tap. You can already swipe and go. You got
the new palm.
Niggas don't know money.
There you go.
Niggas don't know money ain't real.
Yeah, everything's being set up. You know, for this MOTB.
right. There's an infrastructure set up. If you have a facility, if you have something that you have to set up, like if you want to you start a business, right? Whatever. You know, say you want to start a plumbing business. You know, you gotta have the tools for it. You gotta have the trucks. You know, you gotta have the fixings. You know, you need the license for it. You know, you gotta know how that thing's gonna operate for it to move according to how you need it to move. That's already being set up for that implantable device. All right, you can't identify. Well, how can you identify the infrastructure of the mark being sin? It's not on Earth, bro. It ain't on. Where's it at? You can't find it.
Man, if it was sin, we wouldn't have Yahweh Shah.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be doing no Passover.
You know.
If it was sin.
If I may add to what you're saying, brother, the infrastructure for the MOTB is the fourth industrial revolution. My point in saying that is because Jake don't understand. They may not understand and don't know what infrastructure is. So infrastructure is something that's bringing it in, bringing it to be about. Sin can't be the MOTB, man. Because like brother's been saying all day and prior to this, if that was the case, we would have already been dead, man. If that was the case, we wouldn't need the Lord. Because we would have already been passed over to the next time frame.
Yeah, we be through.
Yeah.
We be doing this in vain.
Yeah. When First John cut that.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah.
First, percentage. Yeah. Percentage transgression.
Just First John 3 and I think
yeah,
15.
nigga. Come on.
So like,
Hey, but it is a transgression to take it.
Exactly.
Because you're going against the ways of Yahweh Shema Shah when it clearly tells you to not idol worship, when it clearly tells you to not cut within your flesh, when it clearly tells you to not follow after the image of the beast.
Should read the book of Wisdom of Solomon.
Yep, that too.
Everything is idol. Whenever man's adventures is all idol.
yeah,
What, Wisdom
yeah,
Solomon
yeah.
14?
Worse.
Yeah,
You got the 9th chapter, the whole book. You know, it tells you basically.
Yep.
This is as vile as the object that the man created, as he is. This whole infrastructure is vile. Man. So you put that object in you vile. Just like that, the whole thing, the whole process, the whole infrastructure.
yeah. The scripture do talk about. Yeah.
If I may add, Revelation 16 and 2, it says that they give you a grievous sword. You know, that's that feeling. You know?
Yeah, and these other groups, man, they knew they had to come up with something, you know, that would be under the stipulations of the contract.
Well, what's happening is that all they're doing is regurgitating what they were taught from Zabak, and Zabak got it from High Priest Ariel. But when the stories are told, Apostle Tahar tells you that he actually mentioned it to High Priest Ariel a while back, and he agreed that it actually was the mark. It was the chip, but High Priest Ariel said, "Oh, but they're not going to be able to do it though." You know, so all of this is regurgitation. Again, the spirit got to really move you. And another thing is too, like we were going into earlier, is that a lot of it has to do with fear. A lot of these jakes are scared. They so scared for it to be that it boils down to you eating and drinking or having a family and providing, because that's ultimate. That's the ultimate thing for a man, to do what? To provide for his family. Now, if you bring forth this implantable device and say this is the only way you're going to be able to provide for your family, you like, I don't know what to do. You know, but that shows you not truly have faith in the Lord, man. You're not truly invested into the Lord, man. You know?
What's that scripture that says, man that's worship the Lord, will be the tree planted
By the water, that's right. Too, right? Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invitation of them, the corruption of life. Going into that MOTB, but go ahead, brother.
No, because the word device.
Devising.
Devising is a device.
Yep.
Because that's what those idols were back then. They were devices.
Yep.
Now it's just a very small device. You know, this is going to help, because that's what an idol was back then. When those people set up those idols, why did the children of Israel build the golden calf? Because they didn't have any food. They said, we want the garlic that we had. I always remember that part. The garlic, the garlics, the leeks. They were imagining the food that they had in Egypt because they thought that Egypt had those things because of the idol. So guess what? We'll build this idol so we can get the food. That's what the idol did for you. If you worship that idol was supposed to provide for you. Same thing with Bel and the Dragon.
It's like the sun god Ra, you know, he's the sun. He's the sun that produces, you know.
Yeah, exactly. The sun produced energy.
Like you were saying, that's the device of Egypt.
Exactly. So an idol or an image, because those words are synonymous, or a device, those things are synonymous. All those things were there for people to have dependency on, so they can eat, so they can buy, and so they can sell.
Basically, be a part of that society.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
there's a scripture in Jeremiah says, saying that a stop stones.
Let's just try to get it.
I'm gonna keep reading it, bro. Don't mind.
Yeah.
Verse 13 it says, "For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they shortly come to an end.
There you go.
By the vainglory of men, they entered into the world. You know.
Yeah, the vainglory meaning what? This is Esau's way of him setting up his own power. Right? The word glory, when you look it up, it means power. So he wants to set up his vainglory. He's setting up his vain power. He's setting up his power on earth through that device.
Like you said earlier, this is his mind.
Yeah, bro, yo, yeah.
His mind.
It's like being caught up in the theater. The devil's this is his mind, yo. You
It's
know?
his playground. And it's like Yahweh once worship. This nigga, this devil wants you to worship him.
Exactly. Through that device.
Second
The Most High put a spirit on him to where he's not going to try to make you bow down physically, get on your knees and.
there ain't no more of that.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that whole lifestyle is not.
You tell somebody to do that, they're going to tell you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to
free.
fall for that.
I'm free.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's how Klaus Schwab kind of announced it. He said, "Look, you basically said you're going to own nothing, but you're going to love it." But they basically saying that the whole system that they integrating people into, you ain't going to have no choice but
To worship it.
participate in it.
Yeah.
Yep. You know.
Now you going to worship sin, bro. You can't worship sin.
That shit never made sense.
No, it don't. Yeah, how you going to worship Edomite woman?
What is the other one? Embargo?
Yeah. That's Nick. Big nations, small nations.
And they said, listen up.
I got that precept.
Hey, yo, man.
I hope y'all taking notes.
Take notes on what? Goddamn it! What you need? Your memory can't hold that shit. You know? Got it out.
You gotta have the smirk afterwards.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 2:27. It says, saying to a stock, thou art my father.
What's a stock? A stock is an idol, right? What? It says, what? Thou art my father. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth.
Yeah, because stock represents wood. That's what people will make idols out of. And a stone saying, what? Thou hast brought me forth. What does it mean to brought me forth? Meaning, I'm able to flourish because of you. That's what an idol, that's what an image does. That's what an image does to the mind of people. Remember that was in the book of Judges. Remember you had the one Levite, he hired the other Levite to build that idol for him and shit. And they were prosperous through that idol. But then they found out that they was doing it and they took them up out of there, man. You know?
Yep. It says, for they have turned their back unto me and not their face.
And that goes into the all. Where you bore a hole, saying what? I will serve you forever,
So I
man.
think that's Exodus 21.
God,
I think it's Exodus.
I think so too, yeah.
It's going into slavery because you were bringing the slaves.
Yeah. Which a slave is just a servant or a worker.
Yep.
You know?
But see, again, going back to that that's the old way.
Right.
But Esau wants you to have that illusion that you're free.
Yeah.
That you feel
15-minute cities, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said,
You heard about that shit?
Well,
Yeah.
Brother sent videos in the group chat. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Y'all got the infrastructure set up all it's all right here.
Yo, word up, Virginia. Well, it's like that heavy in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Northern Virginia got that motherfucker like a motherfucker.
Whoa.
You could go, you could go downstairs, the gym there, the fucking everything, the restaurants, the hair salon, everything is downstairs. It's like that's why people love New York City.
That convenience.
Yeah, you can go downstairs in the barber shop and the supermarket, the Chinese store, the train right there. There ain't gonna be no trains in the 15-minute city, but it's to your convenience.
Well, if it is train, you're
24
gonna need special privileges, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's like, for instance, like this whole area right here. This is how they want it. You got the city, you gonna have the park, you got the buildings that people inhabit, you have the stores at the bottom, whatever jobs are available, or if you're outside of the city and you work a job, you gotta have some type of permission.
that's why, that's why another thing too, we're not really like living and if they do, it's all like a community.
Yeah, it's townhouses.
Townhouses.
Yeah.
Everything's convenient now.
Hey, one way in and one way out.
Yeah.
Gated.
Yeah.
Or basically the old fashioned way of even the family structure. Because a man would have a yard, a shed, little land, lawnmower, landscape, all that shit is that normal way of living is just gone.
They do the landscape for you.
Yeah.
They do everything
Yeah.
for you.
They do the
They do
HOA
everything
feed.
for you, and it's all
Yeah,
replicated.
that's
Everything
The
is the
HOA,
same.
yep.
Yeah, the HOA. Yeah.
If you was done, but I got a precept if you was
Okay,
done.
just a little bit on this. It says, "But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us."
Yeah, and it's because that mark is going to be the salvation to the non-believers. All right, you're gonna have all kind of mayhem and chaos. Yahweh Shai said, "What would I if it already be kindled?" Meaning, there's going to be chaos in society. But then in them particular cities that, them 15-minute cities, you're going to feel secure.
Yeah.
You're going. That's why Carl Schwab, he said what he said. You're going to have nothing and you're going to love it. Why? Because anything outside of what they established for you is going to be mayhem and chaos. But see, the elect is going to be navigated through that, being pilgrims and being safe.
Going back to what we brought out earlier, who's going to go to Egypt? Because
Yeah.
again, Esau faced all the problems. And again, Esau, going back to the mind, Esau caused all the problems so he can get you basically numb to shit. But then in the back of your mind, I can depend on the government. I can depend on Esau to save me.
Yeah,
Like
the new world order. The new world order. If you once you sign in with the new world order, you're going to be good to an extent.
All the problems of today become problems of yesterday.
Well, and then again, but you got the people that's going to live, because you're gonna have. Remember, the scripture say, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." You're gonna have these cities that's established and have that infrastructure, but then outside of that, it's gonna be niggas killing each other, raping. Inside those cities, they ain't gonna be able to do that shit, because they're gonna kick you out. You're gonna be ousted because of what? Because of the social credit score. You fuck up your social credit score, then you can't operate within the city. But then you're gonna have outside the city, you have outside of that with fucking concentration camps, chaos, rapes, robbery, all that.
And they got another thing called clearinghouse, CDL truckers.
Okay.
But with the drug, if you failed a drug test, that should haunt you. Basically, they out you out.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, I had a phone interview today with a company, and she was like, "You subscribe to clearinghouse?" I said, "Yeah, subscribe." She said, "You haven't failed anything?" I said, "Not at all." She said, "Woo!" I said, "Damn." I said,
like that.
"Feeling like that."
Like that.
But if they bust you, yo, the shit that you got to go through to try to clean that up, yo. But going to
But it fucks you up with all the major corporations.
fucks you up, man,
Because all the major corporations are going to be the ones with all the businesses.
they can pinpoint it up.
Amazon,
Yeah.
Google, we can put names on this shit. Verizon,
And another thing,
Comcast.
Well, who knows?
remember how this world operates? Because even in the trucking industry, it's very fucking corrupt. Basically, the brokers, it's a world in itself, and they control all the commerce. So you got to know one of them motherfuckers. You ain't good. Like for instance, right? They'll tell people that just want to get the CDL. Yeah, I'm gonna get the CDL with my own truck, and I'm gonna make money, bro. No, you're fucking not. If you
don't have the right ties.
You gotta be in league with somebody.
Yeah.
You gotta know somebody that knows somebody.
Because you got the nigga woman stealing 1.5 million worth of
From
chicken
Walmart.
wings.
And shit from Walmart.
Well, you hear about the bitch from? She stole the chicken wings from the school.
Nah.
The truck was pulling up. The trucks was pulling up to the school to bring out chicken wings. And she did the shit for over a year. Over $1.5 million worth of chicken
I
wings.
hope that bitch made some money, guys.
But she did it because of the scarcity of food. So if you're not trustworthy with the products that are making that infrastructure go, then we can't put you on one of them trucks. You liable to take the truck somewhere else.
Another thing too.
Because organized crime is gonna be big, so
Right.
Another thing too, the insurance.
Yeah.
The insurance policy. Like again, going back to the infrastructure. If you're not connected with what Esau has out, again, Amazon will have all the commerce.
Yeah, bro.
The logistics.
Yeah.
The other fucking companies.
Whole Foods.
The main corporate.
Google.
The main corporation that are juiced in with this infrastructure in society, they're gonna have everything.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta go get that mark, that object, to get in there, or else it's gonna be out here.
Bro, it's Google.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's Google.
C19 was a setup, man.
Man, what?
You know? All them businesses that was closed, all the small businesses forced to close down, and everybody was forced to go to the big corporations.
Remember the PPE loans?
Yeah, remember
Remember all the Jakes and the Hispanics so far?
Yeah.
And they said,
They still getting locked up.
And they gotta pay that shit back.
They still on the
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yo, they still Biden to push the whole what he would push 10 years.
Yeah.
Man, what?
These niggas that took off
Bro.
false PPE
And their whole purpose was to get Jake.
on the run for 10 years, bro.
Y'all didn't read the perjury at the bottom.
Oh no, they ain't. No.
They clicked the box.
Yeah, look,
They ain't reached
for that.
fine print. You know, that's what you get for trusting in this devil, though, man. You supposed to know what comes with this devil, man. You supposed to know that this nigga ain't giving out nothing for free. What the hell is wrong with you?
The hell?
Yeah,
I got one.
That's right. That's right.
It says, this is Sirach, Isaiah 36:5, and I'm gonna read the 6. It goes into Sennacherib trying to take over Israel, but the point is in 6. It says, I sayest thou, but they are but vain words. I have canceled the strength for war. Now, on whom doest thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? We should be trusting in the Lord. Verse 6, it says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of the broken reed on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh the king? So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. Once if you take that chip, man, you trust in the king of Egypt.
Yeah.
Man.
Even going to the time of Judah.
Yep. Yeah, reed is a measuring stick.
Yep.
You trust in that broken reed that it's gonna go through you. Yeah, you know it's gonna pierce you. It's gonna pierce you.
Another thing like the time of Judah. Man, Kate around Israel and the water source.
Oh yeah. That was Moab. That was Moab and Esau.
Yeah.
Moab and Esau did that shit.
And it pretty much broke because going into
Yeah, they brought him up to the high mountain.
yeah.
They forced Jake to a high mountain, and then they cut off the water supply.
Basically, and what they basically did was because the seed was wanted 30 days.
Right.
And, they tell you basically what the whole plan was. Let them come to us.
Exactly.
You don't have to fight them.
Exactly.
How they gonna fight when they're thirsty?
Exactly.
They ain't got no food.
It was Esau and Moab,
Yeah.
man.
Same thing today.
It ain't no difference.
So, and Holly further said, who these niggas? Who is Israel that they don't come to me?
Right.
We can subdue the other nations.
Right.
Who is this power they serve? Yeah, they keep them from not bowing down. Yeah. And that what it did. Okay, we'll see how strong they are when we come up the water source.
Right.
Same thing to us. We're gonna see how mighty these niggas are when we change this
Well,
world.
you see, Elder Amawan, he brought it out. The teats, you know, the
Yep.
the,
I saw that
EBT.
today.
The EBT about to be done away with.
Oh yeah. They cut that shit short.
Yeah, bro. They cut that shit. Watch how many people start bugging out. Because a lot of these niggas are living with women that got the shit. You know?
Oh, that is a resource.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's their resource.
Puerto Rico, Welfare Island.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
man.
New York. Get it.
Yeah, man. The blue states.
Yeah.
Them blue
Yeah.
states. You know? Right, bro? Yeah, man. Exactly. So, you know, hey, man, woe unto that trust them to Egypt, man. They're going to be like, Biden, do something.
Shit.
Nah. That's why they had in the Purge. They were called the New Founding Fathers of America. You know, it's going to be a whole another, like Democrat Party and the Republican Party. That's going to be obsolete. It's going to be some new shit. Some new shit, man. You know, I had a dream of that like not too long ago, where it was like they took down the American flag and we went to a whole other flag. That was like a new system, and then brothers started banding up together in different camps and started huddling up pretty much.
You said people started losing it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because when that new system come in, it ain't gonna be due process. You know, where we could, put in a petition and have a vote. Nah, they're gonna be like, shut up, get down and lay down, or you gonna die. Point blank, period. That shit that Trump talking about, putting out the orders with, that shit ain't gonna happen. Nigga, that's gonna be our job. You know?
You already started to see that a little bit with that. You see this other American flag, the black and blue.
Okay, yeah. The
black
police.
and blue flag.
Yeah.
You know? And there's a particular mindset that goes along with that.
Yeah,
You know?
but that shit ain't gonna happen either, because that's representing the police. That blue wall of silence. But see, that's why that shit happened with them niggas that killed that other nigga, them cops. Why? Because they gonna defund the police. And that's what you niggas want. You want defunding the police. And what's gonna happen after that? Drones.
The military.
Right. Really robots, because it's got the emotions of people. You know what I'm saying? The military, niggas got emotions and shit. People got emotions, so it's gonna be like, I can't do this to my own people. You know?
Hey, brother, have you not realized who really are not?
The cameras. Oh, that too.
And it makes sense.
A lot of black women.
When you go into the cell, you go into the holding, COs.
COs and shit.
Jake.
Nigga bitches.
Yeah,
Nigga
black
bitches.
bitches.
With the fat asses.
Yeah,
They know what they
Oh,
do.
yeah, they know
Yeah,
exactly
fuck this.
Keisha.
Ran through.
Yeah, the sheriff bitches. Everybody, the sheriff.
Yeah.
The other people.
Keisha.
It's a reason why they're doing that because they better get rid of the cops, man. They better
Right.
get rid of the cops.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican niggas.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, Terminator.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real robotic, man. You know? It's gonna be a surveillance state. That Chinese balloon is a trial run, bro.
Yep.
You know? They're gonna merge because the system that's in China is the system that they want to put in America. So why not have something that China has put in here and see how this works? Nigga, you got fighter jet, you got stealth bombers. And y'all couldn't shoot this shit down? Why do we even know about it? Why is it still up there?
Yeah, how did it make past the How did it make past the
How did it make it to the news?
the defense? Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
How that shit make it past the defense system?
Yeah, bro.
Hey, hold on.
Came from Canada.
You know?
It should have been recording of how it got blown down.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, and what was that Edomite that said they were so confident in their defenses?
Oh yeah.
I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
This place could be taken down from the inside out.
In 1 hour, bro.
Hey, that's why the scripture said, "Hey, they shall not break your ranks, man. They shall
Exactly.
climb the walls."
Exactly.
You know, if a balloon can get over here, I don't feel safe.
Imagine if that balloon had a nuclear missile on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Or EMP or something.
Yeah,
Yo, remember that shit happened during the Washington Nationals game? It was like a parachute. A guy. He wasn't a paratrooper, but he was basically a guy that flew in on a parachute over the White House.
Yeah.
That shit was like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
They like, yo, and it was like, yo, how the fuck did this happen? You know, because the Washington Nationals, they don't play too far from the White House and all that. But there was like a guy came through on a parachute right over the fucking White House. They was like, yo, how this happened?
Yeah, a couple shit happened like that.
Yeah, bro.
Remember the boxing match?
Yeah, the boxing match.
Nigga jumped from the top of the joint.
Riddick Bowe. You talking about Riddick Bowe and I saw that live.
Yo, like how the hell?
I was like, yay high. You know?
How did nigga just fly in like
Yeah. But to show you that the defense system of America is not going to prevail. You see? Which it's all staged, but either way, the point of the matter is that you trusted in what's that? The scripture talking about the city of unwalled villages. You know? And that's America. America's the city of unwalled villages. It's a place where, look, the Most High ain't with this. That was the same situation that happened with the walls of Jericho, man. When you look at how Jericho was positioned and situated, it was sitting on top of a hill, and then it had like hedges in front of it, and then it had water. Like in order for you just to get to the wall was going to be a problem.
it wasn't easy penetrating.
Nah, that's why the people of Jericho, they bragged about those walls. But what happened? The Most High told Israel to walk around it X amount of times. All right?
Yeah. Yup.
You know?
But then they made that chant.
Yeah, they blew the ram. They blew the ram's horn, and then the walls of Jericho came down. So that goes also too into Revelation. I think it's either 6 or 9, where it talks about how the chariots basically they fire basically with lions' faces and
That's
lions'
9.
teeth.
Revelation 9.
Yeah. Why? Because those chariots are going to be induced. That fire is going to be they're going to be manned by the angels of the Lord. The angels of the Lord are going to be carrying those warheads.
They're not gonna break their rank.
Yeah,
That's what they brought up.
talking about, man. America's through, bro. America's through. That's it. The whole one angel could take out America, but the Most High went to show. You know?
Y'all remember that video when cast up that missile, and that chariot went around it and diffused it.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see
There's
that.
a couple of them. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I got a quick precept.
All right,
It's Joel, the second chapter, and I'm gonna start in verse 7, straight to the point. It says, "They shall run like mighty men; they shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded."
They should not be wounded. Yeah, definitely. The missiles ain't gonna break their ranks. They not gonna go out of their ranks and hit each other to create a missile.
They gonna diffuse. Yeah, you know, it's like a firework that shoot off. He go,
Yeah.
three,
Dud.
four, the pop and shit. Like, oh, that was a dud.
Ain't no
You
dud.
know, it doesn't happen. Nah. The missiles, every missile that gets shot off, going to hit their mark.
And the people gonna see it too, man. People actually gonna see the missiles.
They're gonna move in their perfection.
Here you go.
They got the tracker system. Oh, the scripture say my sword shall be big.
That's right.
It's gonna go up in the uttermost atmosphere and it's gonna come down.
Well, shit, like an arrow.
Yep.
I'll defer.
Oh, well, the scripture said when the arrow shall be shot through the earth. Like when that second Ezra 16.
Yep.
You know?
It's just like in the movie 300.
Yeah.
Them shits went up and then came down.
Yeah, Salaki, I misspoke. Well, that scripture in Revelation, the 9th chapter, this is talking about World War II and the MiG fighter jets.
But if you go down some more, it's talking about those missiles too, brother.
Okay.
And where it said,
you know where it's at?
200,000.
You know where it's at?
It's kind of like at the end, brother. Like if you start at 15 or 16. Yeah. It's talking about where you say 200, where he saw 200,000. No, it's 9, brother.
Right. This is 9 right here. It says, well, I'll read this one. Saying to the sixth, verse 14, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels, which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
That's right.
Khan, yup. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day, and a month and a year to slay the third part of men, which represents Esau. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and adjacent and brimstone, and the heads of horses were as the heads of lions. Yeah, not the lion's teeth, the heads of lions, right? And out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issue out of their mouths. Talking about those nuclear warheads.
Yep.
For their power.
My bad, brother, but if you go into it, those nuclear missiles, the warheads in there, they hold so much kinetic tons of energy. Once they hit, if you look it up, how much power is in the nuclear warhead or how much heat comes from it, it says 100 million degrees Celsius, man. Woo. That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking heat, man.
100 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
That's not even Fahrenheit. See the height.
Right.
Because a particular chemical reaction is going to happen because it's the splicing of atoms. You know? So it's more than just a combustion. You know, like Jake, he just thinking fuel and spark, you know, gunpowder.
It's like almost like an electrical fire.
Right.
We're talking atoms.
Right.
Chaos.
So it's like a scientific thing that's basically going to happen.
That's why he likening it to that brimstone.
All kind, that's called fusion.
Or fission, one of the two.
Yeah.
Fusion or fission.
Fusion means the mix. I know that.
So then it's fission.
That's why they show you the movies of spaceships. And in space movies, they show fire in front of the rocket and behind it. So that's how it's going to be.
And that's in Joel's second chapter as well.
And remember, even in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, the Lord allowed another type of sulfur.
That's what I said. That's spiritual.
Yeah.
The fire and brimstone. It's the same thing.
It'll be the same thing. What is it? Jew at the time of Noah is going to be dead.
Yes, sir.
This is showing you it's going to be a effect. When America hits by the nuclear missile, it's going to be a crazy effect.
We'll hold that puts another emphasis on the whole day coming that shall burn like an oven.
And then remember,
That's right.
You got great mountains out here. That's going to be fucking level.
Yep.
the Grand Canyon.
and an earthquake.
Well,
Oh,
remember
man.
the elites. The elite said, let the rocks fall
That's
upon us.
Revelation
Yeah,
6. That's Revelation 6, brother.
Con.
Yeah. And then if I may add one more thing, that if you look up that word brimstone in the Greek, it means purifying agent.
Like that sulfur.
Yep.
Like the sulfur, yup. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths, was warheads. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
Yep. Going into the details, the trajectory from it leaving the missile silo or wherever, whatever vehicle it could leave from.
Yep.
And then it comes to America, and then bam, that the head that hurts is gonna hit this place, man. And like it says in Zechariah 12, that people's tongues are gonna burn in their mouths, their eyes gonna burn in their sockets. People gonna be out here fucking hurting, man, literally.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sarah Connor.
Yep.
And all them kids that was on the playground with her
And
ass.
remember when it hit, that effect.
Yep.
Destroying wind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're gonna have a shockwave too.
Yep, that's that destroying wind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're gonna have that preliminary shockwave that does damage, and then you're gonna have that destroying wind of that fire that comes through.
Yeah, the earthquake
You know?
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind.
Just the rocking.
They
Yeah.
say the initial blast blinds you.
Yeah, kind.
Yeah,
But
like-
see, like
see,
Yeah, that was in Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
A lot of what people gonna see, they gonna see Yahweh Shah coming in his magnificent glory. Then they gonna see the flash. That's the last thing they gonna see.
They're gonna see you how shot.
Yeah, they gonna see Yahweh Shah.
They're gonna
Then
see
the
that.
flash, and then the last. That's the,
All eyes shall see him.
And all knees shall bow.
That's right. That's right.
and even the old missiles, the old nuclear missiles they used to test back in World War II. You know, I remember I was watching a documentary of soldiers in World War II. They were testing nuclear missiles in the ocean, and they said they were told to close their eyes and put their heads between their knees because the blast was so bright. And this one particular soldier, he was speaking, and he said, you know, when he put his head between his legs and closed his eyes, the blast was so bright that he saw his hands and his knees in a skeleton form. You know, so he basically saw through his eyelids like an X-ray vision because the brightness was so bright. These were the old
radiology.
Radiology. Yep. And that was the old technology, bro.
Yeah, that was that was Fat Man the Little Boy. You know,
Even after the effect of that, a lot of
radius. Radiation.
Yeah. He said the majority of them, they all died of cancer or radiation. You know, he said he had cancer.
That's why. Nah, hold on. That's why when you go to like up there, I don't know if y'all brothers know about Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Yeah. When the people that live by there, man, they live fucked up. You know, because what happens is it's a proving ground. So all the weaponry that they use, they just throw that shit in like a landfill. And then what happens in the landfill, all the chemicals get in there, and that gets into the water and the infiltration of the, you know, their plumbing systems and shit like that. It fucks up everything.
they be talking about explosions and stuff, messing up their house and how their house got cracks and shit in there.
Yeah, man.
There's also another spot that they dumped a whole lot of nuclear waste. Was it the Marshall Islands? Where they got that dome? It might be the Marshall Islands, where they got that nuclear dome that they it's on an island. So I'm not sure if it's Atlantic or Pacific Ocean.
Maybe in Japan, probably, and around that area. Because that was where a nuclear plant.
I'll look it up.
Fukushima.
But you know, if I'm not sure about the specific area that proving ground, but it's a lot of so-called Negroes that live in those military type towns where shit goes on. So it's in the ghettos, it's in the poor states. The people in those poor environments, that's where all that shit happens.
Yeah, man.
You see, but this devil dumps trash everywhere anyway. You know, I was out there in the beach. They got this place called Mount Trashman. It's a trash heap turned into a park.
And they got one over there in Petersburg off of 36.
It looks like the one you talking about.
This nigga is not phenomenal.
Yeah,
You know?
we ain't gonna live like this devil, man.
Nah.
And then you know they got this shit in the trash in the ocean, and then I seen a country down there in South America, they want to leave a warship just in the middle of the ocean. And they talk about that's gonna be the biggest piece of trash in the middle of the bodies of water.
Hey, God, I found it. It's called Runit Island. It says Runit Island is one of 40 islands of the Weta Atoll of the Marshall Islands. So he was right. It says in the Pacific Ocean, the island is the site of a radioactive waste repository left by the United States after it conducted a series of nuclear tests on the Inuiatak Atoll between 1946 and 1958.
Hey, remember, 8
Joining
years
the
of
whole
bullshit.
world.
Now that joint's leaking, bro. It's leaking into the ocean, and all those people living in the
This place
islands
gotta go.
are experiencing all these radioactive effects because of it.
Where was that at?
And a lot of them people on them islands had to evacuate those islands. Part of the Marshall Islands.
Like Indonesia.
Oh, that's they kind of remind me of the scripture say everywhere it goes, he just definitely can't be set. The water of wickedness.
Yeah, the
Habakkuk.
water wickedness.
I think it's Habakkuk.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember, it's a place out. Obviously, I remember. There's a place in going down 95. Like from here, you get on 95, go down.
Micronesia.
There's a place called DuPont. All they work with is fucking chemicals. There's certain plants that I wouldn't do landscaping. There's certain plants that you to even go around it, you got to be certified. You got to go to a class and learn about the chemicals. You got chemicals in there. It's shit formally. It should deteriorate your skin.
Secret of the ooze.
And
The
remember,
Ninja Turtle.
yeah,
DuPont, man. DuPont amazing. Yeah.
and remember, and okay, they claim they got a for them to they carry chemicals that are melt steel. And if that shit spill in a trailer, but they supposedly claim they have a filtering system that it filters, it goes through the water and it goes into the creek, into the James River. They so-called claim they got when they get rid of that chemical, they filter it and just release it out to the river.
And they made a movie a couple years ago about that DuPont shit that was happening in West Virginia where all the Edomites were getting fucked up.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Teflon
I remember
shit
that.
was being leaked into their water. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You remember that stink ass place?
I remember that. It's a Netflix documentary. on
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
You got one place that stink going down 95. And then you got the another part when you go on a Superhand 150.
That
Another place that stink.
That's fucking
Yeah,
Where the water system is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
shit
Yeah,
right
yeah,
across
yeah,
the back.
yeah.
That's where they filter the chemical.
Dundalk.
And they filter it. They
Yeah,
so-called filter it. And then they release it through the streams of the creeks and
Hey, the
shit.
hills have eyes, man.
Oh, yeah, them people all fucked up.
That's why you got-
I know that
Hey,
shit
yo,
every
that's
morning.
That's why you got
When I
rain.
go in there,
Yeah,
goddamn rich.
God. That's heavy in West Virginia, bro.
Yeah,
You got all
yeah.
types of chemical
Yep.
tested plants.
Makes
man.
sense.
Mining.
Mining. Oh my
You
god.
got people coming out all crazy because of the shit they putting in the water, the air.
That's why you don't camp in West Virginia.
Damn, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Some places
Hey,
don't
that's it.
camp, yeah.
God,
Where the camp at in Maine?
God.
You know? Maybe everybody pop up later on. You know?
That's crazy.
I gotta Jerry.
Oh, y'all should get
Nah.
what is the book of Isaiah? Surely it's turning up things upside down.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
get
yep,
Gotta
yep.
be a stick here.
Tell me Steve
The
up.
pot is clay.
Yeah, man.
Because this devil did it. You did it, man. You know, that's on your watch. Your EPA, this guy have this devil set up different government organizations your tax dollars go to, like the EPA,
Isaiah 25:7.
and we're still bringing out all of this wickedness that these devils bring. You would think that if you had an environmental protection agency, it would actually do something about the protection of the environment.
Think about it, right? You gotta think about it. The shit that Esau is even dealing with, animals like the natural waste, pigs, crabs, lobsters, the natural thing that the Lord created to give them the waste, they can't do something. So that's why Esau had to go do some wickedness, just dump it in the ocean.
But they eating the shit.
Yeah, or they dump it in a, or they just dump it in a landfill and it's covered up with dirt. But then everything around it gets affected. Yeah. So imagine grass grow from it, right? and you go to the crowd.
Get eaten up.
Man, get the fuck out of here. So then you go, you trying to.
That's oppression, yo. How you gonna make the crab work OT?
That's what I'm saying.
And they go eat his ass.
Well, that's why you got weird legs.
Yeah.
You know, you got people got weird legs.
Yeah, man.
Weird shoulders.
Yeah,
back,
crazy.
because
11 toes.
Yeah, because they eat fucking crab.
Yeah, man.
That's
And then
consuming.
that's consuming
Chemicals.
Fukushima.
Yo, all of that waste come down from north, Pennsylvania, New York.
Yeah, still
Come down.
Hudson
Yeah,
River.
yeah, Hudson River come down to the Chesapeake Bay.
Hey, this why we need the
Staten
Lord,
Island
man.
dumped it, man. That shit is terrible. Well, that's Gehenna. You know?
Oh yeah.
No, real talk. That's Gehenna. That's what the purpose of Gehenna was. That's when Israel would take their trash and you would burn it. So it makes sense that all this waste that Esau has basically manufactured, it has to get burnt.
Hey, that's beautiful. I got this article real quick. I got to go into it. It says the Alaskan Department of Fish and Game canceled all of Peleo, snow, red king crab, and blue crab seasons for 2022 and 2023. And a devastating blow to the North Pacific fishermen and processors of all trial surveys showed a continued crash in abundance.
So inflation on crabs because of all the
Basically, because
bullshit.
they're taking so many crab out the waters at such high rate that it can't reproduce in time for them to even pull out a nice sized crab anymore, man. Which goes right back into what your brother was bringing out concerning how these oceans being so dirty.
Yeah.
Because they can't be clean because they're taking all the cleaning resources out of the water.
They just found another creature back in the day walking from the shore. So everything is being affected by this devil. Everything's dying out.
Yeah.
The animals are acting different. Everything is acting different.
Oh,
because-
Pastor Robert said that on the video. He said he's like last night with some geese. Like he's like 12:30 at night. He said, you heard geese like crying.
They don't
and
care.
shit.
They don't fucking birds don't.
The earth is out of court.
Yeah.
I think
You got it. Yep, you got it.
Is the book of Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not.
And then too, I heard that because of the chemicals, some of the animals become mutated. You know, their offspring become mutated, like double heads and all kind of weird stuff. You know, double feet.
Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed.
Through your policy, through your different legislation, your laws, you managed to turn this earth upside down. It's completely out of course. All right? Through your progressive policy, so to speak. The things that you claim to make things better is actually making things worse. You know? So,
This guy's a human race.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he does it under his laws and his policy. It goes right into his legislation.
With that green, what's it, Project Green? They claim they're trying to no emissions and this and this and this and that. So why the fuck you make it in the first place? Yeah. But now you want to come back and counteract.
Well, that was the first industrial revolution.
Yeah.
You know, getting into the because Esau don't care how things get done as long as the money comes in. So he's like, okay, we don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of it. You know, a lot of places that have like oil heat and gas heat, they're places where typically Jake's there, and typically it's areas where people are bunched up. Yeah. So, and you can just easily just get rid of that shit and then cause a bunch of chaos.
Yeah.
You know, essentially. You know,
It's like
because you ain't no way they're gonna convert all the units from gas to electric. You know how much that shit would cost for one? Because electric runs in a loop. You can't just run electric and just get electric. No, the electric has to come back. You have to supply that electricity in order what's coming back. They can never accomplish what they want. What their plan is to eradicate certain places, to flush everybody out. All the undesirables get killed, and then if you actually belong within their image and in their system, then they'll allow you to live in one of these cities where it's just no emissions and shit.
remember, that's why they're letting a lot of houses go to waste. For instance, right, I looked at this article. What it goes into the housing market. They pretty much all they have to do, and they can get funding on it. All they have to do is build those apartments. They can get money for that. And what they'll do is pretty much all the houses that need work, they don't got to, it's basically like a write-off. They don't got to worry about those things. They let them go what you're going into. They pretty much, the government gives them like a percentage of money to build, but it's to build them apartments where you can say everything basically goes to grid electricity. And then they're gonna fuck them houses. That's oil, gas. Yeah, man, fuck them houses. We'll eventually just tear them shit down, or without, you know what I mean, obliterate them. Yeah, it goes into what you wanted to. Yeah, Esau know what he's doing.
Because electric is complete control.
Yeah,
That'll put you a part of the Internet of Things.
Real quick, Romans 12:1. It's I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of Yahweh Shai, that you present your body for living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your post, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and the perfect will of Yahweh Shai. I bring that out because again, what we're going into is, we're getting our people to renew your mind, knowing the regular way of America is wrong. What this devil is doing is really bringing a whole new infrastructure, which he wants you under complete control and have nothing, no type of push against, no power, no will, no nothing under control to control your ass, man. But it's like what we go to earlier. You don't have two things. You're gonna get down, you're gonna lay down. Either for Yahweh Shai or you for Esau. And we're telling our people, hey, gird up your loins, man. Gird up your mind, renew yourself, man. Because this is not going to be a walk in the park real soon, man. And the things that the Lord does do to us now, afflict us certain things, it's to get us ready for what's about to come. Because we're going to have a whole new mindset, man, for what's about to come, man.
Yeah, basically all the training that you've been taught, you have to apply.
That's right.
That's why you have to have the proper doctrine. Because if you're not preparing your mind for what's truly about to happen, then you're going to succumb to what's going to happen. You're going to fall for the wiles of the devil. Look, we're just going to say, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. He said, what's the other one? It says, we're not to the wiles of the devil.
Ephesians 16,
right?
Ephesians 16.
Right. Yeah, the trickery. Wild means the truth. If you don't know, if you don't know what the trickery is, you're going to fall for the trickery.
It's like you were saying, the majority of people that just teaching that sin is marked, man, they're scared. That's pretty much what it is. It's scary.
I believe that. I
mean, me too, personally too. It just don't sound right. Because even when I teach it, but again,
why are you going so hard to say that?
And the thing about it, see, what's about to come is really about to be cashless. You really have to walk on your faith. You really want to show your actions. You really might die.
Well, Salakia, the system that's coming in is a credit-based system. Credit deals with what? Faith. What you got faith in? You got faith in their banking system? You got faith in their investment or their prosperity? Or do you have faith? You have credit in Yahweh Shai. The 5 wise virgins, you got the 5 foolish virgins. The 5 wise virgins, they stored their oil. Why? Because they had faith in what? The oil that they received. Then you got the 5 foolish virgins, they didn't have faith in the oil that Yahweh Shai distributed out. So they say, you know what? We don't need that. We don't need that. But when it all hell breaks loose, what did the scripture say? They came to the 5 wise virgins and said they wanted to buy that oil. He said, what? Go to the sellers and buy. And by this, ain't nobody selling. Because the buying and selling is going to come through this nigga. We done right now. We selling you a product. Right now, we selling you salvation,
and it's free.
There you go. James said what? He said, "He that desire wisdom, let him ask liberally."
Yep.
So it's free, like you said, right? So look, scripture say what? Buy the truth and sell it not. All right. So we're spiritually selling you this. You're supposed to be buying into it.
He said, y'all Jews?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he said that through the window, bro. He ain't want a window down the same.
Too cold.
What is Jordan said that in the car?
A couple of weeks, you know what I'm talking about?
Y'all Jews?
Hey man, give him the fist, okay?
So what? Now what? What's next, nigga? Oh yeah, we the Jews. Now what? What's next, nigga? You know? What's next, Jake?
I'm worried about it. He's not doing his job.
Yeah, he failed, man. He failed. After that cold snap, it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Gets him win again.
Yeah.
Edomite
Edomite that always comes to us about hell Satan.
He said
He
too
felt
cold
like
for that.
the Lord might have put his ass to death.
Leave it alone.
He came back the next 2 weeks. He came back 4 times. He said he seen the sin.
Yeah. When that cold snap hit a couple weeks ago, it was a wrap.
The Lord fucked up his heater cord. Ain't got no heater cord no more.
Hey, look, I know about them days, goddamn.
Yeah, he said nope. Hell no. You don't got to go to me.
I got it. This is Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Stand against it. You gotta know, but you gotta know it. Look, you don't. It's like, you got blindside hits. You get hit on the blind side, you got no defense. So if you don't know the wiles of the devil, then you ain't gonna be able to stand against it. Them niggas they're gonna have their t-shirts and their fringes. They're gonna have their burgers and fringes, fries and fringes, with a chip. With the C in it. They're gonna have I got my fringes on, at least I got my fringes on.
Yep. Pulsing.
Yeah, bro. Real talk though. Yeah, there you go. Why? Because you didn't follow the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You didn't follow Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah is what? The spirit of prophecy. That's what it all boils down to, man. See, they think this thing is a joke. This thing ain't no joke. Ain't no joke thing, bro. Ain't no joke thing, bro.
Yeah, they don't lose their wives. They don't.
Hey,
they don't want to lose that title, daddy of the year. So again, they're playing with some man in this period.
Hey, we congregate. Your man said you congregate amongst each other, right? Right. So we congregate amongst each other. They congregate amongst each other. They got wives. They get together. They turn on the grill. They do the same thing we do. Right. So brother, we coming to the knowledge of who we are, man. We come back to the law, statutes, commandments, brother. They all into it. You getting all into it. Meanwhile, you got this devil building up this infrastructure around what you think that you're building up. So you like, no way that he can have power over us in that day because we found out who we are. So in their minds, it's like, no way, it's impossible. Yes, fucking way. Why? Because the Most High is giving this man that power. That's the same thing. That's the same way that the Israelites felt before the Babylonians came and besieged Jerusalem. That's Jeremiah 28. A lot of Jake bring out Jeremiah 28 and 8, but what is it really talking about? Because you had the man, what was his name? Hananiah. He said, look, Hananiah, the water. He said, look, the Babylonians ain't gonna come. We're gonna be prosperous. We're gonna prevail. Jeremiah said, look, the men that have before me, and it's to come. They prophesy against kingdoms, of war and the evil of pestilence.
That's when you get the prophet that dreams.
Yeah.
That's in Jeremiah too.
That's also That's also Jeremiah. Yep.
You always had the prophet that dreams of success.
Yeah. Prosperity.
To try to basically alleviate the people away from the true prophet.
Yeah.
Yahweh
the treachery and the torment that's to come.
Yep.
And that's what they said. Because you say that when you basically you saying that Esau ain't gonna put the gun in your head. That's why the apostles, as of late, been bringing out the guillotine, man. And Apostle been bringing that out years ago. But I see Apostle Gabar bringing it out, talking about the guillotine as of late. That's a why? Because essentially you're gonna put the gun to your head.
Well, that's part of the prophecy. The men that will be beheaded.
Revelation 24.
Yep.
For the witness. They're witnesses. They're witnesses. The martyrs, the witnesses. Because what? It's going to be, yo, are you down with this system or not? Sin can't do that, dog. If you say that sin is the mark, that scenario can't play out because we've already sinned.
Every day.
Where's the temptation? Where's the hour of temptation? All right? Go ahead, bring that,
Everything good?
And run us on the Psalm 6 chapter as well.
Come on up.
Where the brother come?
That definition of wild.
Esau kept shutting me off.
So I think he ain't bringing out
The
nothing.
word wiles, right? The Greek word is methodia, right? So methods. It says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery.
The first one, we can't skip that.
Cunning art.
Cunning art, that's it.
Woo.
And the scriptures say Esau is a cunning hunter.
Right.
When you go into the word cunning, it says crafty, having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion.
Yeah, because the word craft and tech is synonymous. When you go to the word tech, it means craft. You know, technology, you know, this is craft.
And if I may add, going back into what brother was talking about way earlier, how he's wiser than Daniel. He through the skills, through the methodology, through the technology, through his cunningness.
He make shit look cool.
Yep. He made wickedness look cool.
Yeah.
He brings
He look
problems.
definitely. And he made feminine.
I was gonna say that he'll bring a problem and then he'll have a solution for it, and then make it all, like the problem is all good. I got it. Yep.
Order out of chaos.
There you go. Peace and safety, man.
That old Lord was something, right? Piece of happiness.
And he shows us these things through his strategies and his persuasions, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, and we're seeing that, being implemented today.
Right.
It says when you go to that word deceit, it says the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth.
Woo! Read that again.
It says deceit, the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the scripture that they practice it upon their beds?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And when they awake, they do it.
Yep.
They practice it.
Yep.
Yeah, because in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth. Right? And I'm going to get this last word, trickery. Trickery. It says deception, the practice of deception.
So they made men thinking that being weak is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being soft, effeminate, chasing women, letting the woman lead.
Right.
Just be a whore, accepting harlot, accepting whoredom. They said that's cool for men to do.
Yeah. This is the only thing that's gonna bring your manhood back.
Only thing.
Because we chasing Sophia.
That's right.
Because a woman wants to deal with a man that deals with another woman. The other woman that you deal with is Sophia. And then you will become polarizing to her.
It goes back to you gotta know how to lead.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta know how to even. You gotta know how to be a
Just
man,
take
man.
care of your business.
Yeah.
Take care of your business and you're a leader.
Yep.
To handle your responsibilities, that makes you a leader.
That's it.
For that word wild, it says devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading.
Going into his strategies, man.
Strategic maneuvers.
Strategic measures.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
It says devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do
Persuasion.
what one wants.
Yeah,
That's heavy, bro.
persuasion, man. Persuasion.
That was it on that. That's what
Yeah, that micro thing is a persuasion to do what Esau wants you to do.
And I mean, add the Jake's telling Israelites out here that it's a sin to take it. That's persuasion to get into what Esau wants them to do, which is to take it.
Right. They're part of this, the persuasion process.
They're part of that.
You know?
They part of it.
Esau has to use our people to persuade our people.
Yeah. Because Nate knows better.
God.
Johanna knows
God,
better. But the Wi-Fi, they don't know no better. They just doing what they, because Nate says it. Because it's one thing if they say, like, let's say Zabak says it's sin, right? And then the next minute you turn around and then you have Nate say, okay, nah, it's not. And then you have maybe Johanna even say, no, it's not. It's the micro thing, right? Then you got GMS saying it, but then you got a couple other Israelites saying that it's sin. The younger dudes, they're gonna be like, nah, maybe it might not be. But if you have everybody saying that it's sin, especially guys that come from the old school, One West and things of that nature, for younger men to see that, that's persuasion. That's the persuasion. People, see, we were right, man. Sin. See, everybody saying sin. Follow the book to do it. All right?
That's why it's very important that we speak all the same thing.
Yeah, you speak all the same thing. And the scripture tell you, it says what? Follow not a multitude to do evil.
Yep,
Neither rest judgment. Neither rest judgment upon many. Fuck that shit.
Psalms chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? Verse 2, the wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
There you go.
Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Verse 6, it says, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
That's pretty much what it is. Fraud, man. Deceit. No, it might look good. It's wrapped all pretty. The wrapper's all flashy and fly. It looks good until you open it up. It is nothing but a madness.
GMO.
Rotted, man. It's decaying.
Now every gift is a blessing.
That's right.
The Trojan horse.
God.
Verse 4, it reminded me of that scripture where it says, what benefit is it for us to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahshua? If we paraphrase it, I think it's in
that's in
you know what I'm talking about?
The Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon probably.
It speaks about not
the wicked. That's talking about the wicked though.
Like what does that do if we serve him? But do you want me to finish this?
No, that was it.
Okay, come on.
This devil is full of fraud. And we're really in the time of him persuading, all right, you basically the whole earth into willfully taking this MOTB, man, and you already saw it in Houston, Texas is now required by all people who live in Houston to get, their pets, with the C-hip, bro,
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you something. Fuck on that. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
And if you against that, you want to keep your pet, they hit you with $500 fines every so a particular amount of days. Esau don't want to do that for a certain amount of time before he's like, you know what, we're not going to do it, man. And if you don't comply, we're gonna take your pet. And how's that gonna go, man? Imagine they walk into somebody's house, they got a big old dog, goddamn a pit bull. And the type of people that have pit bulls, the type of mentality. You think they're just gonna let the dog get taken like that? Nah, man. So then they're gonna have to shoot the dog and they gonna have to shoot that person, man. So we're in the time of his persuading the masses to take that seat.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, kind. Yeah. And Yo, that's beautiful. I gotta make a video on that, put those together. It's crazy because I put them two clips in a video, but it was separate. And that's beautiful that you brought that out, bro. You know? And this is just the beginning, man. The persuasion is gonna continue, it's gonna get heavier and heavier. And this devil's gonna use these false leaders of Israel, man. You know, these niggas in Hollywood, like the brother was going into earlier, man. Your Shaqs, you know what I'm saying? Your Tyler Perry's, your Kanye West.
I want him to
you know?
take the chip. I want Tyler Perry to take the chip.
Yeah, that cost just some money.
You know,
love it, son.
they're gonna use these wicked ass niggas, man, to persuade you, Jakes, in the oh, he has it. Oh my God, it must. LeBron James has got it. Oh my God, you know, it must be okay. Nicki Minaj has got it. You know, it must be okay. You know, yeah, the same way they got these niggas promoting Pepsi, Sprite, you know, Big Mac, all these products that they don't eat or use.
Niggas, I want them niggas to take the chip, man.
Hey, remember milk is bad for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You need to look at there's no benefit to drinking.
Right. These niggas don't drink that shit.
But they remember back in the day, how they had.
Oh yeah.
Niggas.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Strong bones.
Got milk.
This should make you jump.
Got-
Calcium.
Got milk.
Got milk.
You know, if you coming up down 95, you'll see that goddamn sign that says water. I mean, milk is better than water.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. And these niggas in the sports industry is supposed to be on the top of their game. And you know their trainers are telling them, like, hey, don't drink this,
that shit.
don't drink soda, don't drink milk,
Right.
no fast food. Come on, man, these are multi-million. What the hell are you doing in McDonald's, bro?
You got Steph Curry.
Come on. For you even to get
Long to break.
for you even to get a number 5 in McDonald's, you gotta send somebody that works for you to go get it for you.
Yeah,
You ain't like you just get a pull up in the drive-through McDonald's. Yeah, number 5.
Yeah.
LeBron, is that you?
Uber Eats and shit.
LeBron, is that you? Nigga, you ain't gonna make it out of McDonald's, bro.
Yeah.
Cars gonna surround your ass, bro.
Yeah. Fuck with this.
God. You got it, bro.
Yeah, call, yeah. Another weekend. Wadi Yahweh.
Right, Wadi Yahweh.
Wadi Yahweh.
Shah.
They call along Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Kadosh.
Elders and apostles to bring your souls. Right. Citation to you, brothers. Pushing the word and seeking sincerity. Those who see that.
Yeah, a sharp for warrior. You know, this is the beginning of Purim as well. You know, so yeah.
But I'm I don't want you to have a shot. I mean, come quickly, Lord, you have a shot.
Hey, water, bro. For doing the camera.